Check, check. Yep. All right, there we go. Check, check. All right. And like that, I'm here. Yeah, this is Q. I'm up on a Friday night, and I figure why not? Y'all might as well go through my YouTube algorithm with me as I figure out some shit to do for a little bit. Yeah, nonetheless, peace, people. Um, yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna get into, but we're gonna get into it all at the same time. At the same time, I actually want to hear this. I think one of the homies, shout out T Free, he sent this to me, so I'm gonna push play on this and react to a little bit of Russ making music, rapping a little bit, and from there, again, if you have any suggestions, send it into the algorithm, not algorithm, send it into the chat. Yeah, like I said, I'm here kicking it, ain't got shit else to do, so fuck.
Yeah, hip hop, baby. My brother Russ is here. It's time to get to some bars, man. Welcome back, my boy.
Thank you, bro.
Good to see you, man.
I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited to have you on the show, man.
I just hope my chain looks like Jalen Hurts' chain.
It's shining like a motherfucker in here, baby. Oh, yeah, Russ is here. Just Incredibles Freestyle Series, man. Let's get to it, my brother. You know what the fans want to see.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've been on my shit, that's why I'm reaping rewards. Can't be married to my outcome, I've been seeking divorce. Reaching towards having faith, like real faith, maybe one day. Used to fly standby, now my outfit's from the runway.
Nice.
Used to drink Bombay, my birthstone's a sapphire. My dad's a family guy, my money put him in a quagmire. Mismanaged that, wish that I could take the damage back. Things went south, this that north of Atlanta rap. I thought I knew it all, been finding out I don't. At least I got a lot of M's, like I'm typing out a moan. And I like how I've been grown, it's not linear, but what is? One song at a time and trying to tell the world who Russ is. Mental gymnastics, my thoughts doing cartwheels. I put my heart in this, now I'm always at Hartsfield. I like a la carte deals, custom and tailor-made. Cussing like I'm a sailor, fuck it, I'm making waves. Visualize my life and then I watch it start taking shape. She got that gorilla grip, we shopping at Bay the Nave. I had to make a way, take the unbeaten path at this point in my career. 50-50 ain't even mad.
Yeah.
This 100-0, I ain't doing 80-20. Made another $1 million, used to shop at JCPenney.
Crazy.
The thing about Russ is that I actually enjoy him. He might be on. He's on the upper half of my Caucasian rapper list. Honestly, this is solid. Shout out to Just Incredible. Holiday Leakers. I'm glad that they didn't completely end it. I don't know what happened to him and Homeboy, but yeah, we need little freestyles like this. A lot of beans in what he's saying. Uh, yeah.
Hold up, like that? Used to shop at J.C. Penney.
I did. That was the entrance to the mall.
Damn facts, real shit, man. And look where we at now, man.
Man, I'm not done though.
You got more for us, my
Yeah.
brother? Oh, Russ is
Yeah.
here.
Some more drama with somebody that I love, shocker. Tired of talking about it though, and I'm a fucking talker. I used to scrape the resin just so I could pack a bowl. Now I'm making beats and I'm in Ghani out in Jackson Hole. I gave my dad a watch. I used to watch him stress. I used to drive him up a wall. Now he drives a Benz. I put him where it's always sunny, but it's far from Philly. Grew up on Wayne. I told my agent we should charge a milli. Cause I've been listening, painting manning on the Broncos. Cause I've been trying to get it since the dudes are wearing Sperry's and the girls are wearing tacos. Dropped my first song the year Shogun lost to John Jones. And I've been throwing combos ever since. Punched in the gut, I had to build my court. I flipped my boat, I didn't know if I could swim ashore. Think before you speak to me, I'm on the fucking edge. I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge.
Damn, like that.
That's crazy though.
Had a fucking ledge.
I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge, dog. Sometimes being nostalgic makes me depressed, dog.
Damn, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I'm at the age where that bar hit heavy. The whole idea of being nostalgic can make you depressed. Like, let me see how I can frame this. And yeah, I'm in the process of trying to post this to all the social just to get some of y'all guys in here. But being nostalgic makes you depressed. Yeah. It's a lot of times now where I'm just kind of sitting and I'm reflecting. I had like a really I'm not one that sits and complains about his like his 20s, his 30s, his teens, or anything like that. Like I actually had like a really, really fair, decent time, to be honest. And a lot of times as life slows down, as it should, in my opinion, as we get older, yeah, like you do get to sit and reflect on some of those times where, like for me, I had like a space where I was a coach. I had a space where I was a musician, or rapper, I guess you would say, that had a band. And a lot of times I can sit and reflect. And even though during those moments, like being a starving artist, trying to figure out, you know what I mean? Like I got to do shows to make sure I make rent and shit like that. Like at that moment, it seemed like turmoil. It seemed like chaos. It seemed like craziness. But like in reflection, I think maybe Crit said it, like sometimes those brokest times, sometimes those times when you ain't got shit figured out, those end up being like, that's the gold. It's like the fire. Like fire isn't like, those are the most fire times where you're just figuring it out. And especially when you're young, where you got youth on your side regardless. Yeah, like reflecting on those times, you almost have a sense of missing. Was like, damn, I just wish I can go back to that time. Damn, I'm at the age now where I'm too old to be doing any shit like that. And like, quote unquote, some of those adventures are gone. But yeah, like reflecting on those, I don't necessarily use the word like depressed, but like there's some somber reflections where it's like, damn, it was some really good times that I have had. And that's over like my 20s, my 30s. And shit, I'm still in my 30s, but for sure, college days, that's another little pocket you can get into and just be like, damn, it was a great ass time. I'm gonna push play on it.
Ledge.
Damn, like that.
That's crazy though.
Had a fucking ledge.
I didn't know that memory lane had a fucking ledge, dog. Sometimes being nostalgic makes me depressed, dog.
Damn, man.
Shit, man.
Russ came through, man.
I feel like I still got more to say.
Damn, he got another round on it. Hold up. There's more in the clip, baby.
Yeah.
Russ is here. Let's go crazy on him, man.
My chest is heavy from my expectations sitting on me. No one in the world has shitted on me like I've shitted on me. Loneliness from knowing everyone's dependent on me. Trauma-based fears putting spiritual restrictions on me. Meditation to get into in my body more. Somatic memories brewing, I feel like Bobby Orr. All this ice, but my amygdala is not chilling. Shows around the globe, but they be thinking it's just blonde women. The talent God-given, the sweat of hand stitch. Drawing out my plans, but now it's looking like my hand slid. Atlantic Ocean, what I'm flying over. When I was a kid, I used to rap next to the fire pole. smoker. Now I stoke the flames. All my interviews are candid. I know I'm not the only one who's struggling like Sam Smith, but I'm feeling stranded.
LTO, yeah, I'm chilling tonight. Yeah, it's a dolo while I'm bored stream. Actually, LTO, if you got some suggestions, send them to me. I'm just here, reacting to whatever y'all feel like I should react to, listening to whatever you feel like I should listen to. So yeah, make sure that you just hop in, send some suggestions. You can send it through the chat. You can send it through the Discord. I guess in a second, I probably will get a little time to hop into the Discord and really pull up not streams, but pull up links and stuff like that. Or again, just drop a link or give a suggestion in here. It could be political, it could be sports, it could be, like empowerment based, it could be politics based, religion based. If you want to get into like some like hyper intellectual whatever, I'm just here. I'm just kicking it. I got a little tequila with me, and yeah, I'm kicking it. So send something. Make sure you send something to the chat.
My life is insular, running through the fire, remember running through the sprinklers. Damn, I look at my own nervous system like an enemy. 0 to 100, dog, I'm waking up at 70. Not a celebrity, I'm just a human. I'm reading James Clear and Rick Rubin, trying not to skim through it. I hate I always need something I gotta triumph over. I keep the money in the family like the Giants owner. Georgia license holder, I hit the sweepstakes. Fruits of my labor getting savored in the peace state. I really risked it all, family bills and all. Broke my back, moving mountains, Jake Gyllenhaal. I was such a night crawler. They say it still mine's a river, mine is whitewater. I've seen my father's dark side, Luke Skywalker. Come on. But it exists in me too. We're all flawed, he needs empathy too. I'm trying to do my best, man. I got a fleet of responsibilities, Fred Bland. I stay twitching like a webcam. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother.
I think I'm done now.
But we like the flip there. What he said, a fleet of something like I'm Fred Bland, twitching like a web. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. I'm not mad at Russ. The thing is that, yeah, I don't know. I guess like with Russ, he's solid. That's kind of the best way that I could say it. Actually, I do want to react to this. I ran across this. Shout out to Unc. Unc sent this into the Discord, and it's kind of catchy. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about this one. Yeah, I like stand up. Stand up to me. Let me try to react to it.
The light I'm living, decision I'm making, cause niggas that die every day. Grinding my city, you gotta be with it, cause niggas will plot either way. To my right next to me, cause niggas keep driving the yeah. Try to stay away from them beefs inside of my people. It ain't no need to lie to me. Woke the beast inside to me. Off the leash, now time to play. Now staring my demon down night and day. Say cut me deep, now look at the wound. Help my own, got something to prove. For my son, I should never fall.
How y'all feeling about that? I know this is completely off topic. And Rob Rosix, maybe that's his name. It's not even a vibe at all. And I like him. I heard somebody say that it sounded like a trap pirate rapping, and I can't unhear it. But he's interesting. I think like his approach to the record and kind of just the pocket that he's in is really, really interesting. I fuck with it. He's creative.
Right today, you know them beefs inside of my people. It ain't no need to lie to me. Woke the beast inside to me. Off the leash, now time to play. Now staring my demon down night and day. Say cut me deep, now look at the wound. Help my own, got something to prove. For my son, I should never fall. Say try to do better, got something to lose. They fuck the fame, I don't want attention. Doing this music just so people listen. Switching the floor, but still the same message. Too many colors, but you see the MS. When the back through, yeah, we slide against it. Don't give a fuck who ride with me. You said that you gon' slide, okay? Don't know why you tried to play. How about we he gon' slide to me? We trunk him and holler him away. I rose from the deal with some wicked decisions. You looking like zombie fool. I play with them pistols, colottes. Vision the trenches, I planted my roots. They say the light of them living decision to making cause niggas to die every day. Running my city, you gotta be with it, and niggas will plot either way. To my E right next to me, and niggas keep dropping it. Yeah. Try to stay away from beefs inside of my people. Yeah. The light of them living decision to making cause niggas to die every day. Running my city, you gotta be with it, and niggas will plot either way. To my E right next to me, and niggas keep dropping it. Yeah. Try to stay away from beefs inside of my people. Yeah. We getting know the shit to go to survive. I know the struggle hurt, but know that it's time.
Y'all rocking with it? I like it. It's really, really, really interesting. And by interesting meaning that it's like a break from the norm. Where, all right, I'm gonna look it up. What I like about him is the tone, tonality, cadence, flow, and melody that he kind of chooses. I do get the pirate joke where it kind of sounds like that, but at the same time, there's just like a very, very kind of creative edge to what he's doing, especially inside the format of trap, where you don't get a lot of creative trap like that, especially since, like, I guess, like you could say Young Thug would be an example of creative trap, but generally speaking, I think that trap tends to follow a very specific format, and he's kind of like a break from that. What's the chubby dude that came from Fayetteville? I can't remember his name, but he reminds me of him a little bit more. A little bit, but a little bit darker. Damn, I'm mad I can't remember his name. But he I guess he's kind of like a one-hit wonder, the Fayetteville guy. All right, so I have been suggested, what's his name? Cam Patterson, Kill Tony. I fuck with Kill Tony. They be off they be off the ledge, but we be off the ledge on the channel too. So I can't judge too hard. But target me. I'm gonna push play on it. We gonna watch it together and see what exactly.
Hey, y'all fuck with Target?
I fuck with Target. They told me to boycott Target. I'm gonna be honest. I don't go to Target, but my old lady go to Target, and she get all her feminine products from Target, and we go through the call-in drive-through shit, or drive-in, drive-up, whatever. And I don't feel like they made a good enough case for me to care about it. But I'm push play.
Said yeah. Fuck Target, nigga. Cause they fired me because I was stealing shit. Was I stealing shit? Of course. Well, the reason they fired.
Also, I did work at Target. I had a little stint. Let me see. I worked at Walmart and Target, to be honest. When I was, this had to have been a freshman in college, going into my sophomore year. I worked at Walmart. I worked inside the little toy section, just walking. Like I'm gonna be honest, you be getting paid to just walk up and down halls and hope that a customer does not ask you a question. Target. In essence, I kind of walked up and down halls a little bit, and then towards the end of the night, we had to kind of make sure all the shit was straight on the shelves and things like that. But very, very similar, where you get paid to be on your feet all day and do nothing. Like, it's such a weird kind of like concept, but that's pretty much all you're doing. It's like an employee of one of them department stores. You just praying that nobody asks you questions of where something at. And yeah, I'm gonna put you play though.
I was like, Cam, you was a little too urban for the cash register.
Hey, everybody that's in the chat, send suggestions. I'm just up. I'm chilling. I got a little just a little bit of something in my cup, in which, yeah, I'm just enjoying it. So send something. It could be anything: music, political, science-based, intellectual, comedy. We just having a good time. Talk to me.
What the fuck did that even mean? They're like, Cam, you can't be telling white people have a good day, my nigga, when they check out. I had no idea that was a problem. I thought y'all loved when I called y'all nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that right, my nigga in the cowboy hat? Talk to him, nigga. Hell yeah. Can I ask you a serious question? It's a real serious question. It's me and you. Let me ask you a serious question. If you want to say nigga right now for the next 15 seconds, listen, just me and you, cowboy hat nigga. If you want to say it, you a genius. That was a trap. I was going to kill you. I did that exact same joke in Alabama. It did not go like that. Thank you guys so much. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Monster.
Come on, man.
My man, Cam motherfucking Patterson.
I was scared to ask this nigga. I was terrified, dog.
Dude,
I'm like, he might say it. He might say that shit, dog.
Not say it. I thought he was gonna scream it.
I waited for this shit my whole life. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God. I love it. What an unbelievable minute. Absolutely incredible.
Damn, that's also crazy. Imagine having to set up like a concept, a premise, and then land the punchline within a minute. That's tough.
Oh yeah.
Doing it again. Coming off a strong, fun fucking weekend on the road. I mean, this guy is absolutely killing in these theaters, making the adjustments, you know, in this weird art form. A small room and even a big room like this is so different than a massive theater. It changes your timing, your pacing, and you've always done
good.
All right,
gotcha. Appreciate. All right, so yeah, nonetheless, y'all send me more. We're gonna see what my algorithm looking like. Again, I tend to listen to a bunch of music, basketball, and just a bunch of random reactions and shit. So, oh yeah, I'm sure it'll either be liberal or conservative on the algorithm. Any basketball fans, shout out to Indiana. I don't think that anybody actually thought that. Oh, let's get into some Mark Lamont Hill for a little bit. We can get there. If y'all got music suggestions, political suggestions, wherever y'all want to kind of land at, talk to me.
Billy has said, "Good evening, Mark. Hope you're good. I'm curious to hear your take. Info about Trump and the South African president today sounded fishy. Hope you're good, man. Thank you for that question. Let's get to it. Since you asked, I shall respond. Donald Trump just accused South Africa of genocide. Okay. You might be saying South Africa been involved in genocide. True. But that ain't what Donald Trump is talking about. Donald Trump just accused South Africa of white genocide.
And LTO, send more.
Not meaning the white people doing the genocide, but that white people are the victims of genocide. That's what Donald Trump is arguing. He just did.
All right, I'm gonna give my quick Mark Lamont, and then we're gonna hop off and go to some. We'll try some red pill shit. Maybe y'all like red pill shit. We'll see. The South African thing is interesting. Well, not interesting, but interesting. Just because of, to me, it's one of those things with Trump. You have to understand what you're gonna get, and it to an extent is what it is. But this is one of those times where he shows his hand as explicitly as he can. And it's interesting to watch the reactions of all of his constituents, where there's a space where, for example, you have like the terms like the woke left. And within that framework, it's talking about identity politics and how within identity politics, it's important. Well, it is deemed important to specify whether it's black, white, gay, straight, any of these like identity things. And with the South African thing, from like a Black American perspective, I think that it's interesting how heavy he leans on the whole concept of white farmers, white genocide. And like I think that it ends up being very, very telling, especially when you look at everything that is happening in South Africa, and kind of not South Africa, but in Africa in general. Like when you look at the Congo, when you look at all these different little spaces and places, and I don't know, like to me, it's hard not to be telling. You put me nephew, you pulling up to that. Maybe send me the address and stuff. Or yeah, text me the information. I thought I was gonna be out of town this weekend, but I'm actually in town. So yeah, send me the information. I ain't got no problem pulling up. It's just a matter of kind of coordinating things and making sure everything is everything. Yeah, if y'all didn't know that we call him Unc, but that's also my actual uncle. But nonetheless, like I said, the whole South African angle with Trump ends up being interesting, especially for the Trumpers that enjoy defending Donald Trump. To where like I'm kind of I try to stand fairly moderate on both sides, where I'm not too high, not too low. And a piece of that pie ends up being like this space where you can observe a lot of hypocritical what would it be the best word? How to say it? Well, you understand what I'm saying. A lot of hypocrisy consistently on both sides. I think that the left does it, the right does it. But I don't know if y'all here to listen to me talk about politics. So I'm gonna go push play on this red pill shit, and we can talk about some of this relationship things and see how y'all feel about
Right.
Okay, fair enough. Ari, what about you? What's that number? How much does a guy need to make in order for you to take him seriously?
I really don't
Mike.
know.
Mike,
Speaking to the mic.
LTO, talk to me. I see you in the chat. How much does a guy have to make for you to take him seriously? I don't know what the rest of these views are. Guys, what do y'all think that number is? Do y'all have a income basement? That's something that I've spoken about a little bit for women that you date, obviously, or it really don't matter. Y'all all American stand up traditional guys. Talk to me.
Mike.
I really don't know because I'm not. I had boys that were like down, 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 and so I really can't tell.
have you ever asked a guy how much he makes?
No.
Okay.
Did any of you? No.
Not in the first.
I was told, yeah.
So I
Okay, go ahead.
don't, but I ask them what they do, and I can kind of
Good
get a
gauge
good
from there.
gauge. Yeah.
Get a
Yeah.
good gauge of how
Okay,
much
so-
they make.
I've gotten a number.
Like
You got a number?
you watch
Yeah.
like. Does he live alone? Can he handle an apartment on his own? Does he have a car? Which car? Or does he live with his mama? But never like asking how much you make. Like,
Yeah, they sound mad basic, but I do think that the way that like there's certain questions and certain aesthetics that you can look at and be able to tell what a person does, how much money they make, XYZ. Or at least a ballpark. And I imagine that should be a part of like your quote unquote vetting stage. But yeah, I'm gonna push play.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, ladies is so funny. Everything about them is so covertly, it's very indirect. They won't ask the man how much they make. They'll ask him what he does for a living so they can gauge to see.
Okay, LTO. So you said it's more about stability and responsibility. I think that's fair. Is there a certain lifestyle that comes with a certain income level that you care that your guy is able to provide, or is it just as long as he is a guy that makes that has a job and is going to be consistent and you can rely on like that specific piece of the pie? Talk to me. Let me push play on you.
See, maybe it's this figure or around this figure
just ain't
or
worried
how
about
much he
it.
makes. So, it's very telling. If you peel the layer back, they want a man to provide for them. I would say yes, right?
Essentially, if I'm
Provide
gonna
to
have a
degree.
man, yeah.
If you want a man, right?
If I'm gonna have a man, I would expect him
You
to provide.
expect
Yes.
him to provide.
I would.
So
Me just
that's
if I'm pregnant or something.
so that will be a
We got our first call in. Unc is in the building. Unc, talk to us.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Look, any woman that puts a price on a man on what he's doing now,
Mhm.
you know, I can understand that she don't want to be with him because he might have this job or that or whatever. But see, if you have growth in a relationship, sometimes you start off at a certain point, right? And
Mhm.
then you grow further. I look at things from I seen relationships, long relationships from like your parents and everybody else, you know, where we came from and what they accomplished and the things that happened with that. People might not have had a lot, but they accomplished a lot together. And it was a community what they built that was a family that is your own community. And you have to have that in you to want a relationship to be complete. If you don't have that in you and you come into a relationship thinking that this person has to have this before that or whatever, think about what are you bringing to the relationship?
Mhm.
How much value are you bringing to there? Far as we have spoke before, a man might not be able to make this or that, whatever, but a man can fix this, he can do this, or whatever. That costs you to pay a lot less on things because this man is high valued on the things that he can fix around the house. Can this man cook? You can't cook. If he can cook and you can't cook, okay, that takes a lot of things off of where people will say, oh, a woman should do this, so and so, whatever. It's
Mhm.
no problem with that with a lot of relationships. But the problem is that people put a dollar value on everything. Everything, if you put the dollar value on everything, the actions that everyone does, then you see who win. And in today's world, most men can do more things than the women can do, but the women want more and still accept or don't want to accept a man for being able to cook. Can't sit there, they won't accept the value of a man being able to one that can take time and do things with the kids like they used to do and things that everybody works but still wants you to do all the things as you as a man, and they won't accept what the fact that they are lacking, or it gives a woman a cushion, a more cushion area
You
because
think so? All right, so I guess let's have some dialogue for us.
okay, go ahead.
Um, so in what you're saying, I guess let me see. Maybe we'll attack the female side of it first. Where correct me if I'm wrong, and then what I mean we could have like the
No,
dialogue.
go ahead.
No, for sure. Like we having a conversation, so I want to make sure I represent your point correctly. Um, so what you're saying is that inside a lot of relationships right now, a lot of women they're wanting more than what they're actually putting into the relationship. Is that like a fair stance?
What I'm saying is that it's not you know, when I speak to all you guys that are married, all of you always say you get the shit end of the stick, right? Okay, that's what a man
I don't
know
say
he's
that at all.
getting.
Yeah, I
No,
don't.
but I have heard that. No, but I have heard that plenty of times. A man's
Okay.
getting the shit end of the stick. Okay, now it's not even stick; it's just pure shit that a man is getting because you have to listen to and make sure that if mama not happy, the family not happy. But hell, why is it that mama has to be happy? What happens to the man with their mental health? What happens to the man with the thing that goes on with him?
Can I
And
can
this,
I
that,
jump in
whatever.
real quick? All right, so I guess to me this would be a spot we could start. Um, for me personally, I don't believe in any of that. like I think that I have to be happy.
Yeah, you
So
should be.
I don't put like I don't think of like the sacrifice version of a relationship. Uh
Yeah,
in which like happy wife, happy life, but the man be miserable as hell. And like it to me, those things don't make sense. Because of we all humans at the end of the day. We all have our own satiable needs. And I'm not going to live another 50, 60, 70 years of torture just to be able to say I did something. I just don't believe in that at all. So the scenarios that I try and make sure that I get in is vetted for the fact that I'm with somebody that believes similar to me, to where like we're interchanging versions of happiness. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So like to me, I intentionally avoid self-centered women. Women that are completely vain, that matter of fact, I was doing a basketball podcast earlier, and like we just shoot the shit. And before the podcast, like the homie, he was pulling up pictures, and like he's married too. He's probably been married like 15
Yeah, I
years.
got you. I got you.
And
Definitely.
like he pulling pictures, and is you know it's the classic married man Instagram. So he's swiping and he see another big booty bitch, and then swipe another big booty. And he's like, I love that.
Man, look. Let me tell you something.
Hold on, let me lay down.
Go ahead.
My thing is that like more times than not, especially like something that you done just swiped on Instagram, that shit is at best a good one nighter, 2 times.
Yeah.
But if you're actually looking to build a relationship, that shit's hell. Like you should understand that is an attention-seeking demon right there. Like if you are obsessed with this woman just because she put on them yoga pants and them yoga pants look fire, so now like that's who I want, you gonna be fucked over and over and over and over and over because she's gonna
and you're gonna and that's what you're gonna I'm sorry, but that's what you're gonna end up doing. Fucking over and over and over again. Any grown man that says they never made love or don't make love, I feel sorry for you, because love is the key thing when you have a woman. It's love. And if you don't make love, you just fucking. And you fucking. And you fucking. And it's a complete difference. And a lot of men be, oh, that's soft sounding. No, it's not soft sounding. What it is the truth. It's a complete difference between making love and fucking. And most men will not say that because they feel like it's soft. It is. To make love is an experience. To fuck is an example or just a situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Like the first
and you don't have to make love to your old lady or your wife every night.
Well, no, you probably don't want to every single night. And the thing would be that,
but
like
when
I
you
get what you're saying. Like 9 times out of 10,
it's a beautiful thing.
No, for sure, but not 9 times out of 10. Like if we go on like first, second, third pop, you're still fucking the approval point, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I get you. I'm going along the lines of what you're saying. Like you're still fucking to approval point. But the reality is that we all understand that the better sex comes later. Comfortability, with understanding. Like y'all done had a couple conversations about like what you like. And like you like we get it. We ain't got to sit on the internet and talk about sex, but I get exactly what you're saying.
But I'm just saying from crossing that right there. That's what happens. And the whole point on it is this right here. A person can be in a 30-year relationship and never made love.
That's sad.
And that's sad. That's one of the saddest things in the world, because a person think, I'm good. No, it's more than that. If you ain't had the experience of a person that you and them bond together good enough to where y'all two are in this thing and y'all zoned out. Where it's nothing else in this world in these few minutes. It's just the two of you. You ain't experienced life. And that's how I feel about it. And I might be wrong, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm wrong, could someone tell me how I'm? But you know, I feel like that's what it's about. It's about, you know what I'm saying, that right there. It's the experience of that right there. And any person,
well, again, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're speaking to like the connection, especially like actually being connected with another person, and not
that's
just
what I'm saying.
not just inside like a very primal vicious way where like I'm trying to fuck out of you, but actually having like a space where you're actually intentionally, you know, connected with a person. Like
sometimes it's not even intentionally. If you are with that person and it's not even intentionally, but it just happens. And things like that just happen sometimes. And that's where it comes from that, you know. But the thing what it is that what I was saying earlier about, you know, you can go back to where we have different issues where most women today have it where they say we have it so bad. No, you have it so good, because if you get with a man that really cares about you, he's gonna take care of the things that a man should take care of. But then he's also going to take care of the things that you be like, oh, I ain't the only one that need to do this, which means you have less on your plate than generations of women of you had on their plate, but you still expect him to do the things that are generational. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I agree. I think that a woman that has that perspective is, I think that it's an incorrect perspective.
Yeah,
I also think that this is where I get caught up inside, like especially inside most of the shows that I'm at, because I don't disagree with you, but my issue is that I end up talking to men more times than not, because I be on podcasts with men all the time. And so like what I am is like I'm an egalitarian, where I look at it on both sides, and then I see if like if one side is taking advantage more than the other. And I think that this is a situation where both things end up being both. I mean, it happens on both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Women,
it really does.
Women, a lot of times they don't be wanting to cook and clean, and but at the same time, they be still wanting the guy to be completely providing for everything.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Like, at that point, you're not doing the duties in which is needed for, like, traditionally him to uphold his end of the bargain. This is no longer like a equitable situation. And so like I get that. I would also say that I think that at the same time, shout out Hearts and Desire. But yeah, I would also say that at the same time, I know a lot of guys, I speak to a lot of guys, and I have conversations with a lot of guys that say they want a traditional woman, but aren't providing the traditional setup.
Exactly.
They're not providing. They're not making sure that she ain't got to work, XYZ. And I do think that there's the other side of the coin also, where a lot of guys want that woman to cook, clean, and, you know what I mean, like watch the kids while they on a video game, and they both don't work 40 hours.
But that's the thing.
And that's the part that I don't necessarily fuck with.
That's not right.
Right. But
both of us are, if both of us are,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, my main thing is that relationships have to find like a equal balance to where both people are contributing something similar, and I think you'd be decent. You know what I mean? Not saying that it's gonna be perfect, but I think that typically nobody wants to feel like somebody else is getting off on them, and I think women and men both be trying to get off on each other. And that's the part where shit get fucked up. But when you get decent people that's just trying to like be decent, I think that you know what I mean? That's where you get situations that actually make sense and work.
Yeah, and you're right about them getting off on each other. And also, it's a person looking for perfection. No one is perfect,
Yeah, ain't nobody perfect.
but you can find someone that is decent enough,
Mm-hmm.
that is reliable enough, and someone that sits there and listens to you.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all can accept each other's downfalls and things that, and even, help each other elevate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you can help each other do that, and you can be this person, because you're not going to be the perfect man to any woman, and no woman is going to be the perfect woman to you. But as we were speaking of, as you were saying about, people getting off on each other, far as in them sitting there and somebody trying to want this person to be traditional in this way, but they're not doing the traditional things in that way.
Mm-hmm.
What it is that you need to have yourself as in a modern mindset. In today's society, you really do have to have a two-parent household that is run by two parents, and that is two working parent household to keep things complete, because you can make the money you want to make by yourself, but you can also sit there, and if you're not there to do the duties that you have to do, the things you have to pay for the things that you're not doing will offset what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It'll offset it
I think
financially.
I agree. I
It
think
can
that
offset
it
it
sounds like
financially.
yeah, I think we land at a very similar spot. Um,
Yeah, it can offset it
in my
very
opinion,
financially.
the best situation ends up being where financially both people are contributing to the pie, uh,
Yes.
in which it eases up responsibilities on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you like whichever way you want to slice the pie, like
It really, it really,
if you go ahead.
it really frees up a lot of time from the man more than it does with the woman.
I
Even
even
even in, in
I
even in
disagree.
today, in
I think go ahead.
in today's society, because see, the man with you might you work your 40, she work her 40, right? But still, if you are doing still traditional things, like you're out there mowing the grass, you're taking care of the yard, you're fixing the plumbing that's around the house, which a lot of y'all young guys said, I'm not doing none of that, so and so, whatever. But if you're doing all this stuff right here, and then you're still helping, I'm washing dishes, and that you might mop floors or this stuff, you're still pulling things away from her. But it's nothing wrong with that if you have time to do that. But what you're also doing is, you might go out and you might be out and training your son or daughter, what they're doing, this, that, whatever, because the mom's not gonna go out and throw the football with them, or run around and kick the soccer ball with them or something like this. But you're still doing your duties. It's always an extra on the man, and it's nothing wrong with that, but that's just what
So
today's society has built for us.
I got a different POV. I actually think I
Okay.
think the opposite. So I think that, in my opinion,
Okay.
more times than not, most guys want women to carry the weight in like specific things. Those things ends up being cleaning and cooking. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, most guys do, but that's not
Okay.
me. But that's not
No,
me.
yeah, not again. This isn't like making a case for you, but just
Yeah.
speaking. Like we're speaking in generalities right now. And I think that in speaking in generalities, I think most guys do want that, but at the same time, most guys don't make enough to where like they're the sole provider, and their woman is you know what I mean, like able to chill at the house.
Mhm.
I think that yes, if and then we got to go to the amount of people that are homeowners to where you got to cut your grass and mow your lawn and shit like that, right?
Mhm.
But let's say that we put it at a space where you are cutting the grass and mowing the lawn. And
Mhm.
that's the same thing, but cutting the
Yeah.
grass, keeping up with the
Ye-
yard, taking out
Yeah.
the trash, right?
Yeah.
I think that like if I'm looking at my house, I cut the grass once a week.
Mhm.
Maybe once a week. A lot of times it's twice. I mean, every
Yeah.
2
I
weeks.
I know what you're saying. I
Um,
know what you're saying.
I take out the trash every other, maybe every 3 days, right? And like those are like my round the house duties for the most part.
So if they
like
if your
basic clean up
if your
around
sink
yourself
is
and shit like
broke,
that.
you can't if your sink is broke, you won't go up under there and fix it.
Well, actually, I've fixed it a couple times, but like
okay, but that's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but also with that, so yeah, I guess I haven't called like I've actually like figured my way around like I don't
it's easy.
a
It's
little
an
water
easy
heater.
job.
Yeah, it
most
is
of the
like
time.
once you understand it. First,
Yeah, because
then you get
it's
that
a
quote,
very
and you're
simple
like, oh
thing.
nah, I'm gonna go ahead and take my ass under there and figure this out.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
because
But
you could,
it's not really that hard of a job. But what I'll say is that job also comes up very sparingly.
yes, I understand what you're saying, but the
But
amount that it would cost you.
oh no,
the
I
amount
get
that
it.
it would cost you if you put something else, if you had to pay for that.
And I get you.
And also one thing that I can't
let
say.
me lay
Go
it
ahead.
real quick. So like I get those things, right? But in that, if I'm being fair,
okay, be fair.
Most of our duties as guys, as I just explained it,
okay,
is fairly spaced out in the day-to-day. There's a lot of space where we don't be having to do as much, right?
Yeah. No.
Like,
But okay, go ahead.
If we just talking about like the essential duties that you have to do to make sure the house runs.
Yes, you're right. Okay, go ahead.
I do know that also if I'm looking for my lady to cook every single night, and like she's also putting into the house and shit like that. So she's coming off of 40-hour work. And she, depending on what you're doing, she might be as tired as me. And I'm also asking her to put about 1.5 hours to 2 hours in the kitchen every night or every other night.
It's no need to put that much. If you know how to cook, it don't take you that long to cook.
That's
it really doesn't. Not on a simple meal. It really doesn't.
What
because you could have your meat thawed out. Because if you are like I do this.
Oh no, I
always do this. Like
time,
let me tell you, because I can cook a meal for 10 people in probably 40 minutes. And it'd be delicious.
And I get you, but do you think that the average person is going through like a full meal prep and planning every other night for it, or is it kind of like you're getting home and y'all are figuring out what's happening?
I've done it for years, and I do it for you, and I still do it.
We moving this away from you. We talking about the average person. Not you. What the average person is doing.
The average person is, and that's one of the reasons why, is because a lot of it's laziness. Because it takes nothing to do it. Your mom did it.
Yeah, but
my mom did it. But your aunties do it. They done it.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna
be honest. My mother was never in the kitchen only 45 minutes though. If I'm being honest, like she was in there for about an hour and a half.
But even if she was in there an hour and a half, but you gotta look at
she's saying like a simple meal, and that's what I'm saying. Like I agree. Like I was a single man for a while. There are things that I could put together within 45 minutes. I also
what did Sabora say? What did she say?
She said a simple meal. Who eats a simple meal daily, right? In which and this is where like my agreement is.
But it's not even a simple meal. A simple meal is can be anything. It doesn't take long to cook. People that take long to cook can't cook because it doesn't take long to cook at all. I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Like we'll probably just we'll get to a point of disagreement just on the fact. Like I think that
for that right there, we'll get on the disagreement. And you're right.
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Like an hour and a half. Like an hour and a half. But say like you put an hour and a half in there, right?
What we got in the kitchen is like macaroni and cheese, broccoli, fried fish, or whatnot. Yeah, but that's not something that's getting put all the way together.
But the whole thing is this right here. If you already have your meal prepped, right? Like, and you have your children, or you know yourself what you're going to put out, and you prep anything. You prep it before you get beforehand, because it doesn't take time.
Like
it doesn't take time to do that. When you know what you're going to do, you do it above hand, beforehand, and everything like that. You prep everything. You can prep. It's called preparation. When you preparating, when you're doing that, you're prepping things for life, and that's not for that. Just that is what many things you do. You
Right.
know.
Listen, I agree, but I also say like if I'm doing prep on chicken, and so like I'm unthawing it or waiting for it to unthaw, and then I'm
Mhm.
seasoning it, and then making sure that the seasoning is setting in, and then throw it in the refrigerator and then coming back and then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that in itself is a 30-minute increment before I have to do my 45-minute shift afterwards.
Yeah. I
We-
got.
we-
I got.
We're still
I
walking,
get what you're saying. I
we're
get what
still
you're
walking
saying.
closer into like that hour and 30 again.
Yeah, but even if it's an hour and 30, okay, an hour and 30.
No,
Hour and 30, but
but
an hour and 30
now let all right. So if we just saying an hour and 30. If that person
hour
does
and
an
30.
hour and 30 daily,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's different than doing
45 minutes.
like
45 minutes.
how long it
Yeah,
takes
but
to take the trash out. That's like a minute, right?
yeah, but think about
Every
but what I was going to say
every
to
2
you,
weeks
what I
I'm
was
cutting
going
the
to say
grass.
to you, what I was going to say to you
Okay.
is this right here.
Mm-hmm.
I know, you know what I'm saying, we live in an era now that where when you have a two income family and things like this, it's different things that you don't have to do, and it's certain people, but you got to think about like oil changes. Men used to be able to do an oil change, and you do the oil change on your cars, that's saving y'all money right there. You see what I'm saying? If you could do the oil change and the basic tune-up, but most men today can't do that, so it's more money that has to be extended out towards these things.
Maybe, but so I'm
Mm,
gonna just give you like, for example, my scenario right now.
Okay.
Nobody in my house pays for oil changes.
That's what I'm saying, because y'all have newer vehicles.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Everyone, but you also with on top of you, no, but listen what I'm going to say.
Okay.
With you not paying for those, that right there, nobody's car is paid off, which means it's more money going outside of the house, which means you have car payments every month. I'm speaking of people that cars are already paid for, and this or that, whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying is the difference with things. It's one thing that's going to expend far as your money, and it's going to be there from here or whatever. If everybody has these, car payment comes with a lot of annuities. You have to pay for an oil change. You have to pay for no maintenance on your car, nothing like this. But if you have a man that's handy that can do all this stuff, and you don't have a new car, you know what I'm saying? But he can take care of this stuff for you.
All right.
Simple thing.
Let me ask you this. So if we're just going with like the scenario that you're saying, and this is how I look at it.
Okay.
What percent? All right, well, I'm walking down both of these. So what percentage of guys do you think know how to, or yeah, we'll just say know how to change oil in general?
In your
Do oil
generation?
change.
In
Yeah,
your
yeah.
generation or mine?
Let's just put it at like
Your generation.
let's put it at 40 and under.
40 under. I'd probably say about maybe 30, 40%.
Wait, you think that close to half of guys my age know how to change oil?
You said 30 to 40%. No, I think
Yeah,
I'm
40,
giving you a high.
is about almost half.
I'm giving I give you 30 to 20, 22 to 35%.
Okay, you said 22 to 35%.
Yeah, that's a big jump in between.
I still think that that's high, but we're gonna roll with it. So so you said 25 to 30% know how to change oil.
20, I put a quarter y'all.
Okay,
One
like
out of four
one in
y'all
every,
should know.
One in every four knows how to, and then
one out of four knows how to, but
okay,
one out of four won't do it.
We building. One. So what percentage of that 1 out of 4 would actually like will change the oil? Now
That's what I said.
Maybe you had a dad that told you, but like out of that 1 out of 4, how many people are changing the oil to
none
like
of
something?
Damn near none of.
All right, so give me a percentage. Like, are we talking about 2%?
I'll probably say 6% of them.
Okay, all right, 6. So we talking about not 6% of a quarter, but we'll just put it at 6% in general.
Yeah.
All right, so now so now we're talking about 6% of guys can and will do this thing, right? And this is where that means 94% of guys aren't doing this.
Yeah.
But more than half of these guys, these same guys, want that woman to do all the other things, even though they're not doing, like, let's say, like that specific thing, or
But
some
they're
of these
paying
things
for it.
cut
But
down.
they're paying for it. But if you are able to pay for it,
50-50 niggas that aren't like guys that's
no, if you
paying
are able to
50-50,
pay
and
for
if
that,
if a woman is paying
50
into the
50.
household, 9 times out of 10, the guy is not able to pay for her to get her oil change. Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. You're right.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So like,
but the whole thing is that
so like she's paying her own oil,
okay,
and the guy's not the guy's not changing it, but she's paying her own oil, paying into the bill,
yeah,
and she's cooking every night, and morning, like so between prep
but
and
she's not
doing that's an hour and a half.
But she's not cooking every night. You
Oh,
see, right now,
let's put it that every other night. Let's put it that every other night. But
she's not cooking. She's not gonna cook every night. If
let's
he's
put it that
not
every
able
other
to
night.
do,
That's cool.
if she's doing 50-50, this woman is not cooking every night.
Again, let's put it that every other night. Do you think that that's fair? She's cooking 3 to 4 times a week.
If she's cooking 3-4 times a week,
yeah.
But he's out here, and do you know how much it costs to get your lawn manicured?
But even
no, I'm just saying.
Well, I
no,
do.
what I'm saying,
like
I'm
you
saying,
have like the 50 is over here. It's like $50 for the monthly jump.
You're gonna spend, all right. So say this right here. You're doing that, right? As far as in, you're also, you have to look at everything that you do. You're sitting there and you're taking care of that, as far as in that bill that's right there. You're not only taking care of that bill, but you're also, you know what I'm saying, you are the protector of the house, which means you're security. On top of the security system that you already have in your house. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of things
I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree. Like, to me, this is my thing. Like, I think a lot of guys get into the bag of, like, they take credit for a lot of things that they haven't done. Where most guys haven't busted a grape in a fruit fight. Most guys don't know if they're gonna fight or flight inside like an actual altercation. But they want to say that I'm protector provider. Like right now, if me or you go out and smack somebody in the street, 7 out of 10 of them aren't even gonna respond back.
Yeah.
And again, like this is
I got what you're saying. Like, there's a lot of soft dudes out here that want to claim to be protector, but they're not really protectors.
Right.
There's a lot of dudes that claim things just because they say that's what they supposed to be, but when it boils down to it, that's not who they actually are. I understand that. But but when it come down to things, it's I can agree to disagree with you on, you know what I'm saying? All I can tell anybody is whatever works for you in your relationship, and the two of y'all are getting along, and the two of y'all are enjoying it, do it. Keep it moving the way you move it. But
so
I'll
give this example. Like, so, like even like my current relationship / marriage, like we went through like so many different versions of a relationship, right? Where we've had a scenario where like we've had like how we split the bills, and like it was close to like some version of a modern scenario, right? We've had her having a baby, and which like that whole scenario where like in essence she just out of work, and she's taking care of the baby, and that's a main thing. But like maybe not all the household things is getting done. But like that's what a new mom is doing. My ass ain't waking up at night. She getting up and breastfeeding, do all that, and it makes sense. Like all these things make sense, right? We've had scenarios where like, okay, right now I am, or not necessarily right now, but like in generally speaking, like right now, let's say like I'm sole provider. She's in essence like traditional mom. She cooks, cleans, make sure that the baby is kept, and that makes sense because right now I'm paying all the bills, XYZ. All right, then which is an area now we both working again, and then like we kind of change and make sure that everything makes sense to where like now you're pitching in here, we have more money to do this, we can go vacate XYZ. I don't expect you to do as much as you was doing right then. We can kind of figure out a way to make things make sense. To me, I look at most relationships like if everybody's in it to actually make it make sense and nobody feels like they're entitled to anything in the sense of like you got to do this or I got to do that, then there's so many ways that a relationship evolves over time that if you're not you're not dogmatic about how it has to be, that you can walk through all of these different versions of a relationship in one relationship.
But the thing with me is this right here. I feel like with me, I'm not a person that wants to dog a woman out, anything like that. I love to cook, so that's why I don't mind doing that. I don't mind. I'll mop floors or clean and wipe down and this, that, whatever. That's what I don't, because I had been single for so many years that
I imagine it's right. Like as a part of that, and this is where I say like everything is a give and take.
Yeah, and I don't
when
mind.
People get on like podcasts and they give like broad relationship advice. I don't even think it makes sense.
No, but the thing is that.
Well, hold on. Let me land this real quick. Like I don't think it makes sense because of like, for example, like right now you just said like I enjoy cooking. I ain't got a problem mopping floors and sweeping XYZ.
Yeah,
I imagine the woman that you are looking for, you would imagine. I mean, you would want her to bring more to the table than just cooking and cleaning. Then you already don't mind doing any of that shit.
No, I don't. All I ask you is to just stay tidy. If I keep it tidy, if I'm doing this, we good. If we gonna pay these bills half together. But if I'm doing this right here, don't have it to where it's a reverse role where you become to where you're the nasty person and I'm the clean person. Don't make it to where I'm the person that I'm doing this. It just keep it up. If you see it's no dishes in the sink, don't put no dishes in there. Yes, balance. Balance it out with me, because these are the things and I still gonna go up under the sink and fix that sink. I'm still gonna go out here and get this grass cut. I'm still gonna take the trash out. I'm still gonna do whatever, because regardless on what, when I'm in certain situations, sometimes while I'm watching a football game and I'm sitting there washing dishes, that's relaxing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people might not say that or whatever, but it is to me. That's what it is, because I know what it's like to take care of my own self. So I don't need nobody to take care of me. I need you here because I want you here. Not because I need you here, because I want you here. And keep doing the things that have me to keep wanting you here. That's it.
No, I get you. I guess like I don't think that we even like. Well, I don't know if we like the idea is that we was disagreeing, but like we don't have disagreements in it. And again, I think even through what you were saying, the things that keeps each relationship and each person wanting that person to be there ends up being different. And that's why I struggle with broad relationship advice, because so many relationships are so different. But we tend to want to paint
every relationship is different.
Right. And
every
we tend to want to paint relationships inside this really black and white thing, where it's either 50-50 or it's traditional. But
it's not that. It's not
right. That's what I'm saying. Like most relationships don't exist inside that binary. Most relationships, like again, like I do not cook. I'm gonna be honest. I don't cook at all, but I'm gonna wash the dishes. Right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If she could go wash some dishes.
Never paid 50-50, but she'll contribute, and I'll sweep the floor, and I'll wipe up. We figure out a balance that makes sense. And
Balance.
that's all. Because again, to me, the main thing is that nobody
Balance.
wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of. And as long as
Balance is
nobody
the
feels
key
like they're
word.
being taken advantage of, your relationship gonna be all right.
Balance is the key word of it. No one, like you said, no one wants to feel like they want to be taken advantage of. No one wants to be feel like that I'm doing too much, you know. And
Yeah.
it's also comes down to that in finances. And somebody has to be the head of finance. Somebody has to be the person to be like, no, you can't. You shouldn't eat out that much. You shouldn't be doing this, so and so, whatever. And and it's always gonna be one person that calls the other person cheap.
Yeah.
Always.
I agree with
Oh,
that.
you cheap. You cheap. No, you're not cheap. What I'm doing is, look, I
I know
let you
how
do
to
your
budget.
thing. I know I'm letting you do your thing. Do your thing. Keep doing your thing. And at the end of the day, when you finish doing your thing, you see you ain't got no money. But I got money and I don't mind doing whatever, but I'm showing you what I'm doing right here. And you did all this right here. Now you ain't got no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, somebody, you have to figure out who is the person that's good with money. And that's gonna make that and you let that person run the money, y'all relationship will go very beautiful. That and that and you know what I'm saying, the balance of everything in the household and some good sex. Y'all good. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what a whole relationship is about. It's them three things right there. Everybody want to go everything else. A balance of duties and understanding what this person's strong point is or that whatever towards the household and who gonna take and how you gonna take care of this whatever. If I cook today, wash the dishes. If you cook
Is
today,
it?
I wash the dishes. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That and if you know what
But
I'm
if your ass
saying,
is not taking your ass to work, you cooking and washing them dishes.
yeah, exactly. If you not exactly, that's
Fact, I
it.
promise you.
That's
But
it.
yeah,
No
no,
problem with
listen,
that.
I,
Either
I'm
way.
a debate. My role in the house is going to change with what we doing. Sometimes I be having to wash dishes. Sometimes I am not washing nobody's dishes.
No, but my thing is this, right?
And we be
I
but we
don't
be on the
care.
work for we like and that's another big thing is that like
Yes,
a
but
lot of people get caught up in the fact of assumption and not communication.
yes, but that's the whole thing is
Because of
that I don't.
with me, like as things change and scenarios maneuver, like I'm gonna have a different expectation depending on what's happening.
Yeah,
But
but that's
a
the
lot of
whole
times
thing is
people will
that.
have like different expectations and never communicate that, and
But
then
that's where
people be
the
fucked.
key word what you just said is communication.
Yeah, fact.
If you see somebody lacking and you talk and you don't have the means of having communication with them, or as in telling them, baby, look, so and so this or that we doing, you know, and I'm a little tired here. Can you take it? And that person response is off on yours, and they keep being off on yours. Y'all have a real issue because that person don't respect you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to respect that person when they come down to you. And that's what it all is about is communication to align you with things that's going on. And
Got
if you're not aligned with that through communication, it's no other way to do anything except communication. Because you can't think that this person know what you're gonna do, or you know what this person gonna do because you think, oh, I'm doing this, they should. No, sometimes you have to speak. And if you speak and they respond in an ill manner, then you know they don't respect you.
you. Right.
And respect is a key factor in any relationship.
Yes, sir. All right.
And if
I'm
you,
gonna push play on this and see where this takes us to.
go ahead.
If you, oh yeah, you know, well, I actually played that record that you sent in early on the stream. I don't know if you caught it. I think we listened all the
So
way
you
through.
that song.
Get it? Think that I
Yeah, that thing was right.
yeah, I fuck with it. This shit, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I'm gonna push play on this. It's some red pill talk. We'll see where this takes us.
A gender role that he would have to adhere to provide for you, right? Now, since the man is obligated to provide for the woman in a relationship, what's the woman's obligation in
The
a
same
relationship?
thing.
We gonna just go around.
You believe a man's obligation is to provide?
No, not in today's society.
Okay.
No, I don't believe it.
Let's
It
start
should
with
provide because you know, you have men who feel like providing, and most men that feel like they are just providers feel like
I
they
think
can
most
do
men don't
whatever.
have that. Like the way
They
society set up, most men don't have the money to provide.
they don't have the money to, and
Like
those that do use it to their advantage to where they can
I
do
agree.
whatever they want to do. Because if
Or they can
I
try.
make this money and I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you know what I'm saying, pardon my language, bitch, listen to me.
Right. I also think that this is my opinion. The guys that do have that POV, even though I agree that's like a POV that does happen because of
Yeah,
most guys can't provide.
yeah.
And
Well,
I think
you
that the guys,
can.
well, again,
Let
like
the thing
nine
is
times out of
that
10, let's walk through it real quick.
okay.
I say that so 53K is about the average income of like black men.
Yeah.
And so if we're looking at 53K, and if you're living in a city with another person, that's not it. Like you're scraping bit. Like it gets real close when it comes down to like being able to pay more rent. Like so, right now the rent for a 1 or 2 bedroom in Charlotte is over 1,000. Like depending on the side of town, you're looking at 12 to 16K, not 16K, but 12 to 1600. And then you start adding in like expenses, car, and all the things that come with that. You're looking at utilities, XYZ. You break down the 52K. Truthfully, that what is that? That breaks down to about like 3,500 after taxes a month. Where you look at mortgage, car, insurance, bills. This is before groceries, XYZ. Now, like you start getting close to cutting teeth. Like it's not a lot of money left in the budget when you like have done all those things, and then you're looking at it, and then you're not only providing for yourself, you're providing for a whole nother person, and then just the basic wants and needs that they might want. Like sometimes they might want clothes, sometimes they might want to eat at Bojangles, sometimes you know what I mean, and it gets really really tight. Do you agree or disagree with that? Oh damn! There you go.
Can
You
you
back.
hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. I feel like that, you know, the problem with it is that it's what your lifestyle want to look like, you know, what you
Mhm.
want to do. And if you are out here and you want to live a certain lifestyle in today's society, you're gonna have to have a two.
Let's just put an average, just at an average lifestyle.
At an average, you're still gonna have, if you want to live decently, you're gonna have a two-family income because you're gonna have to have at least an income based around somewhere between, I'll say between 70, about 76 to about $95,000 a year to
Yeah.
live
And
okay.
looking at rent right now in Charlotte,
Okay.
the average cost of rent is 14K. Well, really,
Yeah.
it's 15K. I'm saying 14. It's 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1,500.
Yeah, but and that's
Which
what I'm
and that's actually lower than the national average.
yeah,
Crazy.
but you what you have to also look at
The
as
national
far
average.
as in all is this right here. What are you willing to like, you know, the things? Are you willing to be like a
Marlo,
person
talk
like
to me.
are you a person that's willing to sacrifice certain things? You know, like are you willing to sacrifice cable? Are you a person that's willing to you know, not go out and eat out every night? But even if so, if you're not, you can do quick meals. Like you can buy bag meals and things like that. Like you were saying, far as in like going in the kitchen and cooking gourmet. No, you don't have to do that. You can buy, and it might not be the healthiest thing, but you still get putting some nourishment in your body. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I was saying about like it can, things can depict itself in a whole nother area, but you have to be a person that's willing to thrive together and go through this together and save together and understand that no, we're not going out to eat. I would rather not go out to eat every day, and we eating during the week, and then on we might go out on a Friday and Saturday. We might go out and get some fast food, right? And Sunday we get a home cooked meal, but during the week we're eating, what I'm saying, from what we have in the refrigerator. And then once a month we go out as a whole complete family and go out and enjoy dinner together. To me, that makes more sense than to go out.
Well, no, and I think that honestly, I think that's what the average people do. I think that maybe you eat out 2. If you really you're probably eating out 3 times a week. But then maybe the person is cooking 2 to 3 times a week, and them other days you're eating leftovers.
Yeah, but that's not that
you're kind of balancing between that.
Most people don't, and you have today's society. I see it a lot. People like, I don't even like leftovers. How the hell you don't like leftovers?
Oh, they
I don't know what type of people these are or whatever, or maybe they just be lying.
They grew up. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Keith, you know Keith. Keith do not eat leftovers. I done seen a nigga that he could not have nothing to eat the next day. Keith ain't gonna eat no leftovers.
Why?
I'd be like, that shit's weird as hell. Like,
why?
You spend extra money for nothing. He might not have money to eat the next day, but Keith ain't gonna eat no leftovers. Some niggas just be weird like that.
That's what, but it's a lot of weird. It's a lot of them that's weird out there right now, like that. And that's why it's a waste of money. Because with me, what I do is, if I have a meal or something like that, if you have a vacuum sealer, you can vacuum seal whole meals.
Yeah, that's what my dog Jeff be doing. He be on
you can vacuum seal like this meal right here, and nobody want to eat shit. It's plenty. Ain't cooking tonight. You better, I done put out some of the meals, or you go in there and go read what's in there, and better get you something out and have it throw it out for you or whatever by the time dinner time come. And that's what I do plenty of times. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel it. I'm gonna push play on this. Let's see where else it take us. I did just drop the call in link again. Feel free to call in. Come chat with me and Unc. Me and Unc up here. Might have to make this a Friday thing, queuing up. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna push play on it.
You, Deanna.
I mean, to also help out financially.
You think it is? So also help out financially?
Yeah.
Like obligated to do that?
I wouldn't expect somebody to like have it all completely rely solely on the guy.
Okay, so you and the guy decide to live together. How you guys gonna split the bills?
So like,
how would you like to do it?
When me and my partner were together, we did 50-50.
What, you guys live together?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. So what?
And you broke up with him, right?
Yeah.
Because of what?
Because he was a narcissist.
Okay, it had nothing to do with the 50-50?
God, no.
Had nothing to do with the 50-50.
So did you guys split rent down the middle? Like if it was $1,400, you guys both put $700?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually think that women should be obligated to that?
I don't think they should be obligated. I think it should be decided.
Okay, so let me ask the question again then. Y'all all want a man to protect and provide, right? You would say that in a serious relationship, that's his obligation. That's something that it's not negotiable. He can't negotiate like, baby, I think you should be the provider now and you should be the protector. Like, do you really want it to be that reversed?
I got Auntie up here. Talk to us.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on? Can you hear us?
I'm here.
Oh no, I Aunt Sabora, you can hear us? I can't hear you at all right now. I'm gonna push play. Then
It told me to do my Wi-Fi, but it seemed like that's worse.
Hold on. Well, yeah, I heard
So I
you.
just took it off.
I can hear you
There
now.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, I took the Wi-Fi off because it seemed like it's lagging.
Okay, yeah, you good, my
So
man.
is it okay?
Yep.
Yeah, you good.
Oh,
You good
okay.
now. You good.
What's
You
up?
good. We hear
All right.
you.
All right.
What's
You had some commentary to give us?
up? I think it just depends on what age bracket we're talking. I mean,
Okay.
I'm older. I'm in my 50s now. So
So
I've gone through the young married stage in the 20s. That did look different than when you get older. You know what I'm
Auntie,
saying?
Auntie,
Go ahead.
can I get you to I'll set up a question for you to answer that.
Okay.
Break that down.
Mhm.
So could you break down? You said it depends on the age bracket.
Yeah.
So could you give me the difference in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s?
Okay.
The 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So
Okay.
there's
For
four different
me,
ones.
yeah. Okay.
Sure. So
So
as you go through that, what are the
y-
differences?
okay. So in the 20s, I was married. Early 20s. So we went through that. Working the same amount of hours. Actually, worked at the same job, and that caused a problem because we would
So
work the same.
Auntie, really quickly. So I'll ask. So
Yeah,
if
I was gonna say I was gonna say
no,
that working. Yeah. Go
no,
ahead.
I was gonna say you can go down that path. So I was
Okay.
speaking more like generally per se. If you
Mm,
want to use
Right.
yourself like the anecdotal, that's cool as well.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't going to go deep, but it was
Okay,
just
okay, okay, okay.
going into what you guys were already talking about, and
Okay.
that was working like that. And then having a child.
Mhm.
Um, and then right, he want to sit there and chill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still might be cooking or getting stuff ready for the next day, doing stuff with the child. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the growth in that. So again, this maturity got a lot to do with that. You're kind of young, you're figuring it out. I think you said that. You have to see where you fit in that role, but that caused a lot of problems because as a woman, I'm like, no, dude, I work like you. You kicking your feet up. I'm still getting the house, whatever we left before we went to work need to be done.
Mhm.
Making sure the child getting bathed and going to bed. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's real. But you do have to figure out what works best for you. Probably moving on, getting a little older. It is about those choices. You have to look at, no, it's not a quick fix to anything rather. You have to decide what works really best in your household. So for me, I'm I don't agree with I'm not doing 50-50, but I think y'all already know that because we done had this conversation on other shows.
Yes,
I'm just
too
not.
many times.
I'll hush up. But I'm just not. I feel like if you want to be the man in this house and you want to run it, oh, you can. But if I gotta pay what you half of what you paying, I can pay the other half and be free.
Mhm.
This ain't no I can do whatever the heck I want. So to me to have that little degree where I'm gonna be listening to you, you guys to become more than 50-50.
Yeah, but
Well, yeah. What
my
it sounds like, I don't necessarily agree. I mean, not agree. I don't disagree. Is the idea that if you want to yield leverage, you have to have leverage,
Yeah. I'm
and
just saying,
I think that's fair in itself. Where
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, but
generally
But
speaking,
no, but
if
go ahead,
a woman
Quintel, finish what you're saying.
if a, wo- yeah, I about to say if a woman is paying half, then as a guy, you can't expect her to do all. When it comes down to the household shit or what, how
Right, right. And I'm gonna feel like I could have a roommate. Get what I'm saying? I'm not your roommate. So,
Mhm.
but I'm saying I can't speak for every woman, nor am I going to pretend. I do hear what you two are saying, and you have some valid points. There's a lot of women out here I know. I'm kind of the unicorn. Your mama was a unicorn. You're not having too many women really doing all of that. The whole cooking, taking care of the house, raising the kids, homeschooling the children. That's a lot in a day. So that's what I'm saying. No,
Oh
I
no,
mean, yeah,
I'll make two statements. I think that
yes. Hmm.
I
no,
think one
that is too
that
much.
is I
That
think
is
that
too
one
much in today's age.
that
It is.
yeah I think one that is a lot. I
Yeah.
also think that inflation in society makes it to where most guys can't allow the woman to do that. Like I got a really decent sized friend. I think that maybe two guys
I
making
can tell you,
can actually allow their woman to make the choice.
I can tell you like this right here. For the first 4 years of my son being born, I paid a bill.
Mhm.
I paid all of everything, you know what I'm saying, that just around the household and everything like that. It killed the shit out of me. It killed me. You know what I'm saying? But I did it. And I didn't mind doing it. But I felt like it wasn't something that was, you know what I'm saying, respected like that.
Mhm.
So
Right, but if it was respected
no,
like that, would you have
hold,
you don't have a problem, right?
no, but listen what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I felt like it wasn't respected like that. But once it got to where the point to where it was the 50-50, things changed because you see what it's like now to hold to all this stuff. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's not just you and nobody in the house not making good money. You know what I'm saying? But we're doing what we're doing. But once it falls on you to do certain things, it falls on you. You look at things differently. So you kind of shift a little bit and you understood things a little bit more when it came down to this bills here need to be paid, so and so this ever and all this, and you kind of didn't move the way you moved before. You moving differently. And with me doing this, because I'm still, and I was doing that, and I'm still, you know what I'm saying, because anybody know me know how I love to I'm gonna take care of this because this I always had my own, so I'm gonna still take care of the house, for the cooking, cleaning, all that stuff. I'm still doing that, and doing all this together. Now that might sound, oh, you're suckers, but no, I'm used to this. This is nothing but what I do. I just have extra, and then my bills might go up a little bit, but I'm still having to pay these bills because I had to take care of them beforehand. You understand what I'm saying? My house had to be cleaned beforehand, but just help me out with this, or so and so, whatever. That's all I'm saying. Once you once you put a little bit more pressure on somebody else to see what they have to do, then things can change a little bit sometimes, and that's where it helps out at.
Yeah, but you looking at it from only your perspective. We talking about in a broader sense, but don't you
I don't,
think that a single
but my
no,
thing
let
is,
me
I
ask the
don't.
question. Let me
No, I
ask the
don't.
question.
No, I was just
Don't
saying
you
I don't
still
know about a
see
broader sense.
yeah, I mean, you have friends, you see people, just like I'm a woman. I know that a lot of women don't do what I do. That's just not putting anybody down, but I'm a
Yeah.
different type of breed of a person, woman. But what I'm saying is, don't you think that single moms already know? I don't need a man to come in here to teach me the lesson of, don't you know how it would feel to pay all your bills? I do, and I do that. However, that's my choice that I'm not like right now, my children are grown. I'm not going to sit there and say I'm going to get married to someone and then he going to come in and say, "Oh, you need to grind like I'm grinding." I'm not doing that. I have a home, my home paid for. I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
I can't. I'm at a different place than what I'm hearing you guys. I've never paid $1,000 for no rent, and I would never, because that it's gonna go to a house. I'm not living in anybody's apartment. So it's a
You're
different.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a different mindset of
Mhm.
where you are age wise, maturity, and where you are financially. So no, that's not. I'm just being honest. I would be if I was to be married. I'm gonna be the still stay at home wife then, and I have no children, so it's not about being a stay at home mom. But let me add this though, of what I'm saying that I know there are women who do it, and there's a lot that don't. But I know how to grow our food. You get what I'm saying? So we not eating out like that. We ain't grocery shopping like that because I could
You
grow that.
understand what
I'm
I'm saying?
growing tomatoes. I'm growing
I'm
watermelon. I'm
sorry. I'm
doing that.
sorry that I'm
You know
sorry
what I mean?
that I'm interrupting you, but you see what I'm saying about telling you about growing that food, Quintel? Q,
What? What is
Q.
What
the?
No,
you say about
you remember I was telling you about growing that food when you was like, I ain't growing no food. Grow your food. You
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have
just
to
saying,
have a
but see,
lot
I'm
of
that
money.
type of
grinding?
woman.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're not, but I'm just saying though. I know, and I'm not trying to do that whole I bring to the table, I am a table. I don't
No.
believe in that, but I'm just saying I got him, and my thing is right. You handling the bills, you doing that. I have stuff to do all day. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. Depending on how big your house is, we got dust every day. You get what I'm saying? I know how to maneuver. I'm not gonna mow the grass. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He gonna do that part. But he don't have to worry about stuff in his house either.
Right.
So it just
But
depends on what works
that
for the
but
people,
but
what
that
age bracket you at.
but that no, I don't need. I don't even think. I think it's a mindset.
Yeah, that
Age
too.
bracket really doesn't pay attention to it. I think it's more of a mindset of where you at
You know,
in
but it
life
does if you
and how
already
you
saved
want
like
to.
that though. You get what I'm saying? If you're younger, you might not have the savers that they don't, like that's what I'm saying. We not partying, we don't drink, we ain't smoking. So money is being spent differently to where we have it to go do something else. I don't eat out all the time, but that doesn't mean my partner, he would probably eat out and like to eat out more than I would. I can make that. I'm that person. So
Yeah.
I like being in my kitchen.
But that's the thing is that this right here, if you with a person that likes to eat out, right,
Mm-hmm,
and you don't mind cooking,
mm-hmm,
if you're gonna cook and they're gonna eat out, right,
mm-hmm,
then you cooking, and then you know what I'm saying, you done cook the meal. He come in
mm-hmm.
with a McDonald's bag and throw it in the trash. Already ate. How would that make you feel?
But I'm just being honest. No, I wouldn't like that. But then that's not like if I'm cooking. If I'm already cooking or prepared, then he don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah,
So, or he might say, "Hey, do you want to eat out or something?" I say, "Yeah, that give me a break off from cooking." But wait, yeah, I want to be appreciated. You're correct. If you come in here with a McDonald's bag and I'm been in your cooking, yeah, you're gonna get the side eye. It's gonna be a
yeah.
little problem.
But the
Yes,
thing is
I do
that that
get
means that
you.
you're not appreciated because, and it's
Um,
also he's not communicating with you.
yes, there you go. I would say it's more of a non-communication.
They're not
Yeah, talk
communicating
and
with
set.
you,
Yeah.
and when someone doesn't communicate with you, that's the sign of disrespect.
No, some people just not the big communicators. They not.
No,
I don't think that's.
if a person really person really wants you around, they're gonna communicate with you. And people always they figure out ways to find out about people. And I don't even call it being a person being a narcissist or anything like that. Some people just don't give a damn. So
So
they're
you're
gonna do what they're
correct.
gonna do and keep moving and whatever. And they know that you're a person that they know that you if it's a man with you and you've been with that
Hmm.
man, he know you gonna cook. He
True,
should
true.
at least
Yeah.
listen because the way you're speaking
Hmm.
and the
Hmm.
way things you're saying and everything, he gonna know
Yeah.
you gonna cook. Why
Yeah. I
would he
don't
go out and
disagree
get a
with you.
damn McDonald's and he know you
Yeah.
my old lady cooking at the house?
Yeah. I agree. I do.
That's disrespect.
Now that is. Yeah, I can see that.
That's not them. And they know and he know you like to cook and you gonna cook. He should call you. Don't worry about cooking enough for me. Just you know what I'm saying, fix yourself some baby. I'm gonna give me some McDonald's tonight. I gotta taste some McDonald's.
Hmm.
That way you're not wasting food because also that's another thing. If that's a waste of food.
It is. It can. It is. That's what I
And
don't disagree with you. No,
food is
but
not cheap. So
it's
with
not
food not being cheap,
right. But see, I think
that's
that.
the
Do you
whole
not
thing with that.
agree? Do you not agree though? It's just like I'm and Quintel, I mean cute, I mean, chime in on that. Is don't you think that it depends on where the two people right having that kind of conversation, first of all, and where that skill set is. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
for somebody, and I don't disagree with everything you all said. But I'm just saying, like, say for instance, you have a woman that's at home, there's a different like the cooking, like say I'm just use that as an example. You have women out here that, like we said, growing the produce. I know how to can, so my day is just sitting around, you know what I'm saying, canning your foods, knowing about storage. That's research, that's time. So it's not that, yeah, you might be working in one sense, I might be working in another, but it come together. Does that make
No,
Yeah.
but
sense?
see one
No,
thing
I
that
got you. Let me hop in for a quick
go
second.
ahead.
I guess if I'm throw my tidbit to it, And shout out Marlo. He missed our rap conversation. Hey, Marlo, actually, if you got any music, this is a lot. Like we just reacting to whatever. We done found our way into the relationship conversation, but yeah, if you got some music, if you got anything or like comedy, political, or more relationship shit, just
We got about 5 more minutes with y'all. I got an old lady. I got to go in there and rub on her. I ain't
Oh
got
my!
time.
I got you. I got you.
That's funny. But I
yeah,
mean, I can answer that question right there. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna throw it to you right after this. Just going to like the idea of like dynamics and changing and what to expect, even with this. What I will say is that, like I said, like for me, just depending on our scenario situation, like my like the roles of both of me and my wife has changed. You know what I mean? So many different times, just depending on where we're at inside like the relationship.
Yeah.
Like our household looked different when she had that baby.
Yeah.
In comparison
And it should.
when we were both just working. And comparison to where like let's say like she wasn't working and I was working. Like everything changes, right? What I will say is that being able to experience all those different things has led me to respect all of those different things, like different versions of a relationship. Where, like, I think that there's a lot of value. Let's just say, like, if a woman sits at home and she cooks and cleans, there is a lot of value of as a man.
Listen,
you don't have to worry about next time you gotta like what you about to eat, and you know, like, hey, food gonna be there. Whether it's ordered,
Or you
whether
gonna
it's,
have clean clothes. I mean,
whether it's,
all of that.
yeah,
That take a
you
load.
ain't gotta fold shit like
no,
that.
listen.
But
Can I just cut in for a second? I'm sorry.
I go ahead.
You know that I call it a home CEO.
Yeah.
And a home CEO is something that is, oh Lord have mercy. You know, I don't argue with y'all about the difference between a stay-at-home wife and a home CEO. A home CEO is a whole nother thing. When you find you a woman that's a home CEO, somebody that you might, even if you're working, the bill's gonna get paid on time. The food gonna be there when you get home. The home gonna be clean. So you might have to work 60 to 80, sometimes 60 to 80 hours a week. But when you come home, them kids there, and if you got to go out and throw a ball with your child for 30 minutes or whatever and do whatever, everything in your house is taken care of. That is the hardest damn job in the world. Being a home CEO. Let me tell you why. Because the home CEO job never ends. Her
Yeah, but
job
what's the
never ends.
difference
When she
between
wake
that and
up,
what
she
you're
start
saying?
working. When she go to sleep, she's still working. To the time she going in, she take care of everything and everybody in that house.
But what's the
All you
difference
doing
in your
is
CEO and his
bringing the
wife?
economy to the house.
Yeah.
You bringing money to the house, but everything else, you doing it. If you can
I
find
get
you
it.
a home CEO, that's the best thing you can find.
No,
But what's the difference in what he's saying is a home? What you say, the home CEO versus the housewife? Is that not the same to you?
No.
Why? What do you mean,
Housewife
no?
might have a maid.
Oh my God! Is she not the
Home
housewife?
CEO, the housewife might have a maid.
Okay.
Housewife might
if you got
have a gardener.
if you
Even
got
if she
a
do,
maid,
even
you got a
and
garden,
even
you are not a housewife. You a trophy.
That's why I said you're not a housewife, but that's what I mean. I don't like I said. I
no,
don't
but
think.
listen what I'm saying to you. It is a difference because
That's what she's supposed to
no,
be
listen
doing.
what I'm saying to you. The difference is this right here. When you have a home CEO, she's taking care of all those things, right? Internally in the house. And also, you as yourself, you still might have to come home and still have to take care of the outside of the house and all that stuff or whatever. On your, you know what I'm saying? On you do have some time off doing because you're not always working 80 hours or whatever. And you still might go out there and take care of things around the house as the man. You still doing this, that, whatever. But them duties right there take care of, but them duties is duties that you should take care of. Because even so you still saving money. With you being able to fix this stuff around the house and stuff like this on your spare time, if you're able to do it. But anything in that household, far from head to toe or whatever, and it's something that you can't do, she the one that's calling around there and getting them to come out there and get taken care of. She the one that's gonna make sure that, you know what I'm saying, it's that whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just feel like
Because
that's what the
you
wife
are
do,
a home
period, or the woman of
CEO.
the house.
You the woman, no, but it's
Mm. I'm
completely
saying to
different.
you, but I'm saying to me, right? To me, it's one and the same. I'm not sitting here. And that's fine. You look at it differently, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, that's what that's what that woman doing. So I don't know any different, and I don't. And so I think somebody asked, was that the old norm versus the new norm, but they're just there you go. Just because you personally or Q, you might not know, like there's a whole what do you call it, homestead or black women stuff that like groups on Facebook. So I'm not like the only one, but I'm saying women are doing that. It's just that you don't hear about it much. But that's all I'm saying. That when we get into, and everybody not the same, we get that, but there are some of us who have those same kind of values, and that's what I'm saying. Is it going away? I could say yes. I know women my age bracket, right? They not doing all of that. I do know some my age bracket. They not cooking. They ain't doing that for their husband. And it's like, what the heck? They ain't making no plates. They not doing none of that.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
But
That's
see,
what I
the thing with me is that like I'm weird with it, and it sounds weird. I don't mind cooking, and if I cook, if I'm cooking and I'm cooking or whatever, it's I don't mind bringing you a plate. What the fuck? I'm a man. If I cook, goddamn, you sitting there watching TV or something like that, we're not gonna be at the dinner table. I don't mind. Yeah, I'll bring you
There's
a plate.
nothing wrong
Bring
with that.
mine too. What's
Yeah, I
wrong
mean,
with
ain't
Real
that?
nothing wrong
rolling
with
over
that.
in his bed.
What's
Mhm.
wrong with that?
No, it's
If I
nothing
cook,
wrong with that. But I'm just saying that. I
Nah,
mean, that's just still
hey,
different.
no,
Yeah,
I think that I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
yeah, no,
My
I
joke
don't
is that
disagree.
is the homie rail rolling over in his bed right now. Hearing you say that.
What, me or
No,
him?
no, I know he's saying.
uh,
I know he's talking about. Yeah,
Oh,
real, and his
rail
daddy gonna
rolling
cuss
over
me
in his
out
bed
tomorrow.
right
They'll
now.
cuss me out tomorrow on their podcast. They'll cuss me
no.
out. What you
Yeah, but I
doing?
mean, I cook
No, but
probably. Yeah, I mean, I cook
anytime.
often though. I mean, I'm not talking about throw a sandwich together with, because one of the questions was how many days out the week does she cook? And I'm gonna say we eat leftovers, but I'm not eating them for 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it.
No, but the
So
thing
that's
is
I'm
this right
tired of
here. When
cooking
it comes down to,
Hey y'all, really quickly,
every
go
other
ahead.
day.
just to see what we can randomly get, I'm gonna just go to a timestamp right here and push play. If y'all hear something that intrigues you for dialogue, uh, just say something and I'm gonna stop the video. Uh,
Mm.
Okay.
I have not watched this. I think that this is actually live, so I'm just playing it. It's the average red pill ish type conversations.
Ladies, if you're eating, just back the
Don't chew in the
microphone.
camera. That's why mine is
No, not the camera.
Yeah.
And what about that black bag right the bases? Because, bro, when you have episodes like this and then we put them up, my clip guy clips this up.
Shit like that, but who knows? You can never say.
I'm gonna try.
Because I feel like,
So you're basically saying race doesn't matter as long as you find him
yeah, like the
attractive.
way you look don't really matter to me. You could
Wait,
be
what do
a
you mean?
man, you could be a woman. It's about like
We're talking
who
about
you
men
are as
right
a
now.
being.
Yeah, wait.
Hold
That don't make any sense.
on.
Let's time out. Let's
He
rewind.
said
What?
looks don't matter.
Yeah.
That triggered me off right there. How you gonna
All
say
right, so
looks don't matter?
I do have a conversation.
Look, hold up.
That I got you.
I'm
I'm gonna throw it to you. This kind of this triggers a conversation that has been popular this week. I don't know if y'all been following the Ryan Clark and Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese whole thing with RG3, where Ryan Clark and we can not even worry about the whole Angel Reese Caitlin Clark thing. We can push it.
yeah. I ain't worried
But,
about that mess.
but we can talk about the conversation behind RG3. RG3 he has a white wife, right?
Yeah.
He's a
So
really
what?
really a white wife.
Yeah, a white woman.
Yeah, and he was really critical of Angel Reese inside the whole scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan Clark, he said that it's typical. Ryan Clark, he said that it's typical for you, in essence, to hate on the black woman because of, again, you're going to the white woman. You don't really have black women around you consistently daily to understand exactly the feeling and the sentiment that she's going through. And it became like this whole thing about, can black men with white women speak on the struggles of the black, or well, I guess black women. That'd be the easiest way to put it. What is your thoughts?
Can a black man speak on? Say that it was.
Can a black man married and that dates a white woman speak on the struggles, the good or bad, of a black woman?
Yes, because he has black mother, he has black sister, he might not date them, he might not stick his penis in a black woman, but that don't mean that he don't know nothing about the black woman's struggle. Just because of what you stick your penis in don't always mean that you don't understand that. That's just your preference on what you stick your penis in. You understand what I'm saying? And you can disagree on it, but with disagreeing on it, what I'm saying is this right here. He can say that, but he should not say it because he makes himself look like a fraud. He makes himself look like a fraud because what he's doing is if that's what he prefers to do it with and be around, he's not showing that that's where his love is coming from or going towards. You know, but that's his preference of where his love is going towards. So it's going to look like he prefers this, so he's going to go against this. But no, that's just what he wants to stick his penis in. It has nothing to do with who he loves. He love the hell out of his sisters. He love the hell out of his mother. He love his grandmother, his aunties, his cousins, and all of them.
Well,
And he like
he
to do that.
married a white woman.
He like to do that.
A white woman.
But he need to shut his mouth.
Another white woman.
He need to shut his mouth when it comes to anything towards a black woman.
He say, I like milk. If it ain't milk, I ain't. Like he make the comments like that. That was a part of Ryan Clark's whole diatribe.
No, but I bet you if
he also used to be like, if it ain't white, it ain't right. If it ain't white women there, I ain't coming there.
Well,
like
he already
said. Is that what he actually said?
Yeah, that's what Ryan Clark was saying.
No, no.
That sounds like it's some clicks.
But
like somebody said, well, race clicks is for clicks because I don't understand how you could see the.
Oh no, they work. I guess I don't know if that part. Like I think he's saying like generally speaking, he race baits.
You can
statements of. I actually think RG3 says this on like Twitter also. I don't think that this part is like the hyperbole part at all.
Every black man ain't equipped to deal with a black woman.
I mean,
they're not. Every black man, and it's okay. Every black man is not equipped to deal with black women.
What?
They're not. They're not equipped. Some a week. Black women are. Yeah, that's you got to be a man to deal with a black woman. Have to.
Man.
You have to be a man to deal with a black woman. So a black woman come with a lot with her. And it ain't nothing bad. It's not, I'm not talking about ratchetness or nothing like that. I'm talking about the mental condition of a black woman and the way that they know a black woman, you're not gonna fuck over a black woman. You fuck over a chicken head, a thought, a skeezer, or I'm saying all the terms you have out there about them. But a black woman, you ain't gonna fuck over her. She don't know better. And she gonna and she that's the difference between having a black woman, like the same thing having a black woman and having one of them. Same thing between a woman dealing with a black man and a nigga. It's a complete difference. We're dealing with them.
Okay.
You're not gonna be able to fuck over no black man. A black man got his shit together.
Yeah, but the
Auntie,
He got
question
his
that
shit
wasn't the
together.
question though.
you said
What's
what?
the question?
I said that wasn't it though. That
What's the
wasn't what
question?
Q said.
What he was saying was that should you speak on them? No, you should not. If you're dealing with straight white women, no. But if that's what you choose to stick your penis in, that's what you choose to stick it in. And when you do that, you also null and void your conversation when it comes towards them black women.
Okay, well I could get with that. That part.
That's what I said from the beginning. That's what I was saying the whole time. Yes. That's what you chose to stick it in. That's what you choose to. And that's the reason. And the rest of that was the reason why I said that. So, rebuttal.
That was a lot. It kind of
Excuse
went
me?
somewhere else to me, but yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, you can pick what you want, but of course, as a black woman, I'm side eyeing you anyway because there's too many
Yeah, of course you're
black
going to
women out
side eye.
here in different colors that you could pick a lighter version if that's what you want. But to me, to go against that grain,
I don't,
but I do
but
know I talk to different people. I talk to, younger guys, just because they like my sons, and I know the ones that do date outside their race. When I ask that question, I'm like, do you think she really understands you as a black man? The answer is no. So it makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? She don't know what y'all go through. Your black woman do, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That, that's not calling you a punk, but we getting more nervous, or you might be nervous driving behind the wheel if a cop stop. You know what I'm saying? They gonna run off at the mouth. That was a scenario. And he was like the woman, like, oh my gosh, and you doing all of that. He trying to make it through in his mind mentally. Let me get out of this situation safely. And what's the first thing? Let's be honest. She get mad at him. What he gonna be called? A black,
no, but that
N
no, but
word. So where that
I,
coming from? You know what I mean? So
and I understand
I
it.
don't
That
validate people, men. Or women either. I don't consider them like me or like us. If you already going outside of your race, what can you contribute? If you can't see the beauty in us and that comfort and be that consoler for that man, I'm just saying that's what the black man need. He don't need somebody else that can't even
every
truly understand him.
I
yeah,
know. I
you're
personally, I would look at or like we Jones with our homies. Shout out to the homie Trey. Shout out to the homie Johnny. And I think that they are almost prime examples of the difference, right? Where
yeah.
like they from Rock Hill, you in Rock Hill, but you didn't grow up and you wasn't born there, so this doesn't apply to you. Uh,
Yeah.
like the Rock Hill boys, they love the snow, right?
My son loves the
But
snow too. I ain't gonna
Oh
lie.
God.
He like that snow.
we
And
look,
I try. I try
we ain't
my
about to
best.
go. We ain't about to go down that line. All right, so they love the snow, right? And with that, like we joke on both of them, right? And the differences in the joke though between the two is the fact that with Johnny, even though he loves the snow,
Oh
he
no.
is
What?
very he he is very intentional about his love for black women as well.
Mm.
In comparison to like we have the other homie that might like the snow, but is very critical of black women,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
then seems and rubs off and looks way differently because it starts to look like self-hate to an extent, especially if all your comparisons are white women to black women. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And like you see that a lot where in comparison, like I said, Johnny, even though he likes some snow,
That's
he
disappointing.
he will also big up the black woman. He he will make sure that he shows a lot of empathy and praise for the black woman. Well, like it starts to feel look differently, and whether that's just or not, I don't know. But I will say that has been like an innate like way that we've kind of looked at.
But I'm gonna tell you what the whole
Marlo,
truth
well,
on what it is with
if you watch
what I think.
Unpack or the show, you know both people. These are
Yeah,
two
yeah,
characters.
Yeah, but I didn't ever pick that up. So you
and
got a point. I never would have picked that up
in,
about
in
him.
in my opinion on what it is that this right here, neither one of them would ever be considered as a nigga.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't.
Neither one of them had nigga tendencies in them.
they're suburban boys.
Very suburban boys.
Yeah.
Very looking suburban boys. It's no thug or nothing. They have no danger in them.
They gonna
Some
get
reason, for some reason, I'm sorry, but black women like a little piece of danger in a man. They just do. They just do. You ain't got no danger in you. Black women got them nerd, geek. Look at them. So whatever. Neither one of them, and they got to stick their penis in something. They're grown ass man. They go to what they can stick their penis in. They stick their penis in what is attracted to them, and that they are attractive to. Also, they grown men. They don't like little boys. They not no sexual predators. They like women.
What the world?
And the women that want them is not black women because they don't have enough danger to them for them to be attracted to them like that. You find
That's
some
an
that might,
interesting point, though.
but it is the track.
Am I on here too
It's
long
the
to be
fact.
agreeing
You
with
don't
you?
like that. You tell me. Black women love a little piece of bad boy.
Okay, a little bit. Yeah,
So,
I got you.
auntie,
Yeah.
you can answer this statement.
Look, I think I've been on here too long. If I'm starting to agree with Tim, I'm just,
See that?
I'm just, I'm just messing with you. You have a point in there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not
just
gonna
saying.
lie. You have
Black
a little
women
bit
love
in
a
there.
little
You
edge
got a little
in you.
edge.
You got to
Yeah.
have an edge in you. Got to
I
have
just
some
don't
edge
like
in
that. I
them
don't
boys.
disagree as a woman.
See,
So, hold on.
Mhm.
Hold on. So yeah, auntie, expand.
What? I know I do. Like you said, I mean, even it's a little. You like to see a little something in there somewhere. I don't want you to be balled up in the corner. We can't be scared together. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say honestly, I feel like I'm gonna go both ways. Even if it's a white person, if you tell me you only date outside your race, I don't care if you white or black. I'm looking at you kind of crazy because you telling me they ain't never been a good person your color. You don't see the beauty in your own self. That's a problem for me. So I'm not just harping on black men or black women, but white people too. When I meet some of them, they be like, "Oh, I only date black guys." I'm like, "What? You telling me? Because that means you're not really open. You tell me every white guy in this world just didn't treat you right, or there's no good ones out here, and that's the same flap I'm gonna give a man. Yes, but like I said, yeah, going to back to that comment of that little bit of you want a little fire in there somewhere. Yeah, that's the honest.
Yeah, I imagine everybody wants a different version of the edge to them.
Yeah, a little bit. Now I don't want you to act too far to the left because I need you to know how to maneuver in certain situations, business functions, stuff like that. I don't need you coming in with the do rag. You know what I mean? But I do like. Look, I'm a northerner, so I like a little Tim's there or something. Look out, you talking. You got some. Y'all have a little something. That's just me.
Gotcha.
I mean, but that honestly is true.
Okay. All right. So let me.
You need a little nerd, look, intelligent conversation, but then you got to be able to maneuver into something else. Or I feel protected when I'm with you.
Yeah.
Why you making that battle face? I think you cute. You like, yeah.
Oh no. I'm just agreeing. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
that's
the
natural balance that most
it is
women
about.
want.
Yeah,
and the fact that I think that a lot of guys use the term protector very loosely, but in essence, what you're describing and what Uncle's saying, it falls inside that same lineage, where
Mhm.
the idea of wanting a guy that has a little edge to him is the same piece of wanting a guy that can protect you. Because of
Yeah.
that guy that has the
Mhm.
edge to him, you feel like if he's on my side, there's a space where I do feel safe with him. And so that
Right.
no, I understand and get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I do.
Let me ask you this. Um, this is a random roll call for you. Um, give me a question that you have felt that you have wanted to ask through looking at the conversations, the streams, XYZ, that you
Mhm.
would like for me to expound upon.
Oh, I don't know, man.
It
Oh,
could be
I
first
do
season,
have
second season, third.
I do have a
Okay,
question
got it.
because since we're talking about the whole, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What you say?
Oh no, I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Only because we're talking about the whole kind of like if you picking somebody. So this is that I could say I've had questions about for my personal self, but just say for instance, I want to right or it's real, but to find out in the struggle in his history
Auntie.
that he had a right at some
So
point.
hold on, wait. We can't hear you.
No,
You're
I'm
breaking.
asking.
No.
I don't know. I didn't do anything different.
Yeah, for some reason you started sounding like you was doing computer love. Um,
Oh, really? No, I mean I'm in the same spot. I hadn't moved. So I don't know.
yeah, I don't know what it is
Is it
about the.
okay?
Say something again.
Is it messed Oh, yeah, I was saying, is it messed up now?
Yeah, it's still doing the same thing.
Oh, I
Uh,
don't know. Like I said, I'm in the same exact spot.
yeah, I don't know. Let's give it a second. What does it say? Well, aggressive without toxic is a woman's heaven. Okay,
What?
and that's
Oh,
I think that that's fair. Um, that's the idea of the edge, where in essence you still feel like the innate version of like aggression, male. I mean, I guess like it's the traditional male space of it, but it doesn't come with all of the bells and whistles of controlling and like all the
hmm
quote toxic shit.
If women want to be honest, yeah.
All
That's it.
right,
Not
so
too far
I
to the
think
left, but like I said, I don't need you to be scared when I'm scared or pretend or something. I don't know. We both can't be jumping. You know what I'm saying? Or
nah, I
you
got
looking for yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So not like where it's just you want to beat up the world or every time somebody say, hey, you gotta be comfortable in your zone. 'Cause, especially for me in business, I'm talking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I need to do, but I need to know, okay, we out somewhere. He gonna handle that part and handle the business if it need to be handled.
yeah, nah, I got you. All right, so it sounds like I can hear everything you're saying now.
Okay.
What were you about to say?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I moved and changed rooms, so maybe that helped. But yeah, my question is like, do you? I guess all right. Hitting it back to you. Do you look at, say, a revolutionary person different if they dated outside of their race? So that
Oh, for sure.
example was like with Frederick Douglass. To find out his first wife was black, the second wife wasn't. I think. Do we look at him differently in what? Because how can you be in that mindset, but then you go
But
get you a
but
snow? You
but
know
I,
what I
I
mean?
guess Frederick Douglass is different though, right? Didn't he
Why?
marry? Didn't he marry the white woman way later? Like he was like in his 60s, 70s or something like that.
I'm
And I
not
think
sure how old he
and I
was.
think it was after his wife died too or something like that.
Yeah, but how you go through all of that and then your mindset could go to somebody else when you already know the struggles. I mean, that's just me. I don't like that. So that's why it bumps him off in my mental. I
Oh
mean, I'm
no,
not saying he didn't do
I guess
well, but
if
yeah.
we move it away from the example and we go to
Mhm.
because I imagine like you're not stricken to the example as much as the sentiment, right?
Yeah, it's a sentiment. Yeah.
Okay,
So like even if you pick
yeah,
somebody
so
nowadays that's so pro and they come out pro black and then you find out they got a white wife.
yeah, I think that all of that always raises the eyebrow. Um, even Ryan Clark, from maybe what I'd seen, I think he has like a mixed kid, but Yeah, anybody that's stumping, but
Mhm.
then have a white counterpart. I think that there's a space where you do have to look at them weird. To be honest, I think that you see this a lot more with black women and white men.
Mhm.
Where
Mhm.
the black like it be a lot of woke black women. I don't want to use the word a lot, but
Yeah. I do know.
there's a trope of and that you will see woke black women with white men. And they be the ones in the front line talking about the oppressor, all this shit.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
you be like, oh damn, you got an afro and a septum ring and a white chick.
See, I ain't with them either. That's not just on
Yeah.
y'all. I don't dig white and black women doing that either.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm. No. So that was one of those questions. It was
Yeah.
just kind of like, what did you think about that? Yeah, because sometimes I
I'm
ask
not
other
with it either.
people.
I can give y'all a preview. I think one of my questions in which maybe we get deep a little bit. Unc, you here, so we'll see. You be in the chat a little bit, so like you have some a little bit of POV to it, but like sitting and having conversations on the internet has allowed me or have led me to think like, when we speak about like this revolution, this black hole, whatever we want to get to, um, it has almost made me lose faith the more that I've had conversations with people for a bunch of different reasons. Um, but I don't know if I believe that the quote unquote revolution is coming. I think that inside, like I do believe inside, like let's say, like the ideology that a lot of us have grew up in, where it's like do for self, and um, like by each small increment, it becomes its own thing, and you can control what you can put your hands on. Uh, but when I hear like the grandiose ideas of like, oh, we're gonna get these reparations, oh, we're gonna overturn the power structure, oh, we're gonna do all these things. But then I also look at what these same exact people spend their time doing, where they divert their energy to, how much of a plan they actually have. How do you galvanize the people? What structures do you have? When you're talking
Mhm.
about competing and fighting something that is actually successful and has successfully held down the world, and I'd be like, oh wait, y'all niggas don't, y'all just saying shit. Y'all saying shit for the internet. Um,
True.
like I don't know if my bad. I'm saying I don't know. I don't think that the revolution is coming. I don't think that like any of like the new age, the neo woke shit. I don't know if I actually subscribe to any of it because all of it
Mhm.
looks like it's like just a distraction of time. Unc, you in the chat, so talk to me.
Yo, y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I was just sitting back listening to y'all. You know what I mean?
Stay where we at though. Don't go all the way back to where we was.
No, no. I'm where you at. I'm where you at right
Okay.
now. I was just listening a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling like, you know, I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't hear a whole. I didn't hear the whole scenario of it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this. My blanket statement, like as we talk about like black revolutionaries and shit like that. I think that my interaction, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
My interaction with all the niggas that I hear talk black revolutionary shit has led me to the idea that the revolution ain't coming. I
No,
don't
it ain't coming.
I don't
No, it's
believe in
not.
that shit.
No, let me. And I keep telling y'all why it's not coming.
Okay, as long as we're in the same time, oh yeah, I think that you ain't gonna say shit that I disagree with.
Yeah, I'm not. It ain't gonna come. Let me tell you why.
Why? The
They
hood.
don't have an arsenal big enough.
I don't even think it's ever gonna get that.
No, the thing is, but that's one of the key things on it is the arsenal. You
I
got white
get you.
boys out here, they got plenty of land and they got guns out here and they training and they running like they doing military drills and shit
Yeah.
like that. They getting their stamina together. They
Yeah.
getting all that shit together. Also, you know what I'm saying? If a revolution is gonna happen or whatever, You ain't got it. You ain't got enough for it. You ain't got enough for it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got enough milk. You just gun
Mhm.
wise, we gonna get slaughtered.
Well,
And you
We
think they
will.
giving us the best of what they got to overrun them? That ain't happening. I agree.
yeah,
And
we
no,
talking
but
about
it's
it.
not even that because
That is
the
a
thing
part
is
of it,
this:
though.
even if a nerdy, the nerdy dude that you look at, right? That you like, oh, he ain't got so and so. I beat his ass. You might beat his ass, but he owns 3 guns. He owned at least 3 guns, at least. Now you look at Big Thug. Big Thug owned 2 of them and his little pistols or whatever. But how those are the niggas. Black people don't own guns. Black
I don't
people,
know now.
Well,
black,
well,
a lot of
black
black
people do
people,
have
a
guns.
lot of black people don't own guns. Niggas own guns,
Oh,
Yeah,
and you gonna have to
depend
depend
on
on
where
the
you
niggas.
live.
I'm gonna be
Depend
honest.
on where you live. That's not
I,
true.
I still don't believe that
Yeah.
specifically, but I agree with your general sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. We're not gonna. We're not gonna win it because we're gonna lose the war. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think that if
Militarized.
yeah, but I think you're further than I think that he even needs to take it. I
Okay.
agree
Mm-hmm.
with what you're saying.
All
Mm-hmm.
right.
I don't agree that we will ever get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
We.
I don't know a bunch of like I'm gonna put it like this. The more I've talked to niggas, the more
Yeah.
that I've sat and been like, oh shit, you don't even like exercise the things that you talk about,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
True.
Then I'd be like, oh shit, you ain't went to none of these rallies that you say these niggas be putting together.
Exactly.
Oh
But that.
shit, you actually have no history of doing anything in the black community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You've
Mm-hmm.
not helped one kid. You've not
Mm-hmm.
mentored one kid.
But
You've
remember, I've been
not
saying
had
that to y'all.
conversations
Yeah.
at all. And then
Mm-hmm.
like I'm like, oh shit, I'm
Like
tripping.
that's a waste of time.
Y'all niggas is playing on the internet right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
Exactly.
A
that's
lot
the
of niggas
whole
be playing
thing
on the
is
internet
They,
to
that
have fun.
they're keyboard warriors.
That's
They're
what
yeah.
keyboard warriors, and they're
that
also
was the
sitting
point that
around on
yeah.
the sideline, and they want. But the thing is, what you don't understand is that them white boys.
You cutting out. I can't hear anything you saying right now. But I guess what I would say, shut up, Marlo. But yeah, yeah. For me, the diversion of intent of attention to like people that are less than you, and then the unfocused like attack of people that you say are the ones that run the world.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy to me, to a point where it's hard for me to take certain shit serious. Outside of like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm bored at work and I'll just you know what I mean shoot the shit.
Right.
But outside of that, like if I look at what is like if you think that it's crazy to have structure, why
Mm-hmm.
like is there's no way for me to engage inside like a
Of
realistic
course.
conversation with you. But this is like a agreed upon sentiment of a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like this new version of black woke that I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like this don't even
Right.
make sense for
Right.
like if we're actually attempting to be intentional about a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when we get like I listen because I don't even like I don't necessarily care to get into the reparation conversation.
Right. Right.
But I knew it was nonsensical when I asked, well, what are we collectively attempting to do with?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But once the idea is like, don't ask me, it's like, oh, you gave away the whole plot.
Right.
I get it now. Like, what are we doing right? Yeah, I don't know.
Right. But I mean, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. So for me, in certain aspects of conversations, and I've had mentioned that to you all before, like sometimes in the comments, that made me digress because all of that talking and arguing, but where's the plan? What are you going to do in the community? It got to start somewhere. Other than that, that's just a waste of time to me. So, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of tapped out because I'm like, all that arguing and reparations folks wouldn't know what to do with it if we got it. And that's what I'm saying. We don't even do the same. We don't even know what to do at home to survive for our families. You get what I'm saying? Your job shut down. What you gonna do? Most of us, like, well, I guess y'all had that conversation about, like I said, I'm somewhere where I'm living, where I got farmland, got property to kind of maintain and learn how. What is most people gonna do if they whatever you got away from you? How long can you survive? You get what I'm saying? So to me, all of that talking, or like, hopefully, it's something good come out of the conversations.
Yeah,
Is what
but
I'm
that's
looking
why
for.
I be
I
telling
done
people
lost
that you
faith,
don't
bro.
have to have a lot of.
Hold on,
Sorry,
hold on.
I apologize.
No, you good. But we do have a newcomer, Cameron.
Okay.
Shout out to the homie Marlo. Marlo, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Roberto?
Not much, not much. What you got to say? What we talking about? Well, I know we inside like a very, you know what I mean, specific niche.
I love it. I love
talk-
it. It's man. I I had this conversation with my mother. I just believe on our side of coming out on top of things as far as who's in charge right now, and then the way things are going, which I say Red Dawn for a reason. And if you remember the movie Red Dawn, what happened? They came over and they dropped out of planes and it was on our turf.
Yeah.
So people had to be ready. Or if you wasn't ready, it's gonna be a lot of deaths over here.
Uh-huh.
Um, Now, as far as the worldwide program of getting on board with that is far. Let's minimalize it to just the black people. It's not. We're not on board with it like as we should be, as we would be if the Black Panthers were still here. But I just don't. Oh, man, I can't
I
see
got you,
them.
brother. I got you. I got you. Slow it down a little bit. We got you though. We understand what you're saying. We don't have a party that's here right now that's going to be able to stand for it like that. And it is no party that's here right now that's going to stand for us if something like this does drop. That's what you're saying. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get y'all. And that's the part that for me personally, it makes me lose faith inside like a lot of the talk that I end up having to engage with daily with the homies in the Discord. I'd be like, oh, like I said, like y'all diversion of attention from what actually matters is crazy.
I could
And
say
that's
that. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's fodder. If you understand what the word fodder means, it's like it's things that are mindlessly distracting you from anything.
Noise.
Yes.
That's
And
just
see,
like
that's good to hear you say that, because I never really hear you say that on
No.
those you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's why I digress from,
oh yeah,
you
well,
know, because it's
And
like, what's
that's
the
the
point? And
thing.
you getting all heated and you're hot. Yeah.
yeah. But for me, like I'm hosting the
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, I
Like
get it.
nine
Yeah.
times out of 10, I'm not necessarily giving anything other than the unrepresented opinion. So like if I'm in that, then it's like whatever opinion is not represented, I'm articulate enough to be able to express that.
Right.
We can like continue to build the conversation. But
But one
yeah,
of the key things is this right here. You have these people that want to talk the talk, right? You want to talk it and you want to say this, that, whatever. But what you need to do is stay in your pocket. Stay in your pocket and be the best in your pocket you can be. And we don't have people that's in the pocket like that. And people won't stay in their pocket.
would it be some examples of pockets that you're talking about?
What I'm saying is this right here. Like, you hear me speaking about people call anybody that's not a, you know, if you're not a foundational black person or whatever, American or whatever, you're sitting there and you're in your pocket, you know. Oh, you can't say, oh, we need them. We need all these people because we all have to get together sooner or later. sooner or later, we need each other. We need allies.
True.
But if you are not a person that derives your energy from knowing anything about a situation, don't expand yourself as far as your energy and your conversation towards thinking you know about it. Do what you do from there. Because if you're, and basically what I'm saying is like here, like I say, hood tethers.
I knew you was going the whole time, Monk. You was trying to be like very politically correct.
Don't.
I
If
think
you
that
not from the hood,
you do your best part when you just be direct.
He was trying. I knew where he was going. I get it.
Yeah,
it's all good though. We got you. Look, he was taking his time with it, wasn't he, cute?
Walking through it.
He was. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. My favorite part about Unc, when Unc be trying to be like proper, he gets into his Faircon voice.
Oh God. Yo, you gonna take it somewhere else, boy? Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
but
be
no,
hood tether.
Yeah, no,
Don't.
I understand what you're saying.
Don't
because the idea
I'm
is
not
that
gonna be
a lot of black
suburban.
people that don't come from a specific space take the time to prescribe solutions to a space that
you want to take care of them.
and like that's the easiest thing. 9 times out of 10, the easiest thing is to give a prescription and subscription to what somebody should do in a space that you haven't been. Like, whether you're talking about relationships, black equality, XYZ, the easiest thing to do is to give advice. Like advice,
I get that. Yep,
easy as hell. But actually walking through it, delivering on that, like all the things that comes with, like actually making yourself or getting yourself through whatever a situation is. Advice be easy. Following through, doing the thing, actually like walking through that. That's the hard part.
Taking your own advice is the hardest thing.
It's very hard. It's very hard. And you have to also understand that if you ain't been through that situation, sometimes sit your ass down and sit on the sideline and do your job. This ain't your job right here.
Yeah. And like we could all be working for the same cause, but we got different jobs.
This ain't your job.
Yeah.
Do your job. That's it. Do your job. When you know about the suburbs, and you can tell us all what they doing over there, but don't come to the hood no more.
Oh God.
And it's as far as anything, it's even with anything, relationships. If you ain't been in a relationship that you can tell me a sturdy relationship, but you are a person out here and you sitting out here and you just going from one woman to the next woman to the next woman to the next woman, and you ain't sat and tried to make nothing happen with a woman
How you tell me about
at
marriage?
least a couple of years.
That's true.
What the hell's wrong with you? You a tether.
How you gonna tell me about being faithful? I feel you.
But no, y'all still got to look at, even if it is somebody who been married, if it wasn't successful, how you gonna still tell me about a successful marriage?
No,
well, they tell you what not to do.
you can tell them about it because you might have been the one that got the shit end of the stick on that marriage. Because I'm sorry to say it, but women are the ones that cause majority of the marriages to get divorced. Men stick in it. I'm sorry.
But saying they're the ones that cause it. Are we saying that are they the ones that initiate it or they're the fault of it?
Yeah. What?
Say it again.
I said when we say the women, they're the fault of it. Are we saying that they're the ones that initiate it, or are they the ones that cause like the divorce to happen, like the marriage to falter?
Most of the time.
Nah, that won't wait.
Women are the ones to initiate it. And men are the ones that fuck up and do some ignorant shit. But in today's society, these women will fuck up just before the man will, but they fuck up too good. They don't know. They fuck up so good.
I'm gonna speak to like my own specific experience. Like 9 times out of 10, when I was young, and this is prior to like inside like me intentionally taking like dating serious per se. I knew when I was done with a relationship but it always was easier to just get her to break up, right? You ain't got to do a bunch of different things, and
Yeah.
I'll check out. I'm just gonna
I see
check
what
out.
you're saying.
Like the
Yeah,
reality
yeah.
is that I caused it because I checked out, right?
Mhm.
But I knew like I could check out long enough, and you gonna do the thing, and I ain't got to worry about all the back end shit that comes with it. If you feel like you was the one that pulled the trigger, but the reality is that I stopped giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Some people call that passive aggressive.
Yeah, I think that yes, the way that I would have went about ending relationships when I was younger would have fallen inside the idea of like passive aggressive. I agree with that.
So what is the a right way to
I'm gonna tell you the right way to get out of it.
Oh, okay. Let's get it.
God.
A complete conversation. A complete conversation.
Go on with it. Go on with it.
Listen. A complete conversation of I'm not with this, so and so, whatever. Now this is the ideal way to do it, and it's what I have done, and I had done it a couple of times, and it always blew up in my face. But to me, this is the idea to do it. I don't want this no more. I'm gonna go my way. You go your way. We not so and so, whatever, and whatever. And I always found that was how did this just happen? Well, you didn't fight for me. You look, I've been fighting for you the whole time. I had no more time to fight for you. It's
Oh
more
my
for you to
God.
fight for.
That is not the norm. That is not the norm.
I'm gonna be honest. As a guy, when you try and break up with a woman, and then
you
they
get
start
stalked.
they start asking questions
because we want closure.
You be like, damn. You know what?
No. What you said, most men do not say it like that. They start doing other stuff. And I didn't say it was logical, but women sometimes want closure that y'all just don't get because y'all don't say, hey, it is over.
Auntie,
There's no right way. There's no right way. I'm going to be into that.
I agree with that. Like now that we
no, but what I'm saying, what I said was that not logical.
No, I get what you're saying. I don't disagree. I'm gonna land the plane real quick. Where the reality is that as a guy, if you have went through the process, and sometimes us guys we put ourselves through torturous processes, and sometimes we do it twice and 3 times and 4 times, 5 times, right?
Yeah.
Where if you go through the process of a guy, you be like, damn, you know what? I got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
And as a guy, 9 times out of 10, if a woman come up and be like, you know what, we done. It's like, word, that's how you feel. Then we tapped out. We apologize. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You do that with a woman. You do that with a woman. You do that with a woman. It's questions that come.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm not ready to answer right now.
Why?
I just wanted to like say this thing and get out the car.
But we don't work like that for the most part.
But why?
You know
but
why
listen,
y'all don't work like
but
that.
listen. You know why I want to make you in this? Because you know what? If you end it, I ain't got to deal with that.
That sounds like some punk stuff. Sorry, nephew, but really,
no, listen. My dog Marlo, he said it's passive aggressive.
Right, and I don't like passive aggressive. But
if I tap out, I understand. And I'm not saying
but you know what? When you do that though,
more problems though, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is me at a younger age. Like I understand, like this isn't a prescription of what I would do now, right? But I understood, especially once Unc started talking, I was like, oh shit, that's why we do it. Where like I do remember that feeling where I was like, damn, this ain't going as smoothly as I want. And then sometimes as a guy, sometimes as a guy,
you know, we done talked about it.
If you decent hearted, what the fuck around and happen is that you go in with the plan. I'm gonna break up.
Yup.
You drop that breakup.
Yup.
And then she make you keep talking. You be like, ah, goddamn. I guess we got.
That's true though.
We gotta keep.
Why?
Damn it.
Why?
But I'm saying, but for the most part, you gotta know
You know, I've never heard a man just go straight out. So if y'all don't, in our mind, we think we could fix it, and it could be y'all know y'all dudes. I mean, it happens. If you didn't do it, you
No,
got
that's what
friends that
y'all
did
know.
it, and we
That's what
still be
y'all.
holding on. You know why? Because y'all didn't really come out and say it's over. I'm moving on. I don't want you. And for us, we hear, oh, it might be a ray of hope. Oh, he said he want
No,
me, not he
no,
don't want me, because y'all don't say it.
listen.
I agree because
No,
9 times
no,
out of 10 we be
no,
like,
but I
well, I think
said
it's
it.
my
I
fault,
said
and
it.
I
No,
I
think
said
you,
it
you, but
all the
not most
time.
men. You
I
talking about
always said
you,
it,
but
and I always got
no,
stalked.
more times than
Why
I'm
I got
gonna be fair
stalked?
on the other
Why
side.
y'all
Most guys,
stalk niggas
mo,
when you
you want
scared?
to you want a
Why?
different time. You want a
What do you
different
say?
time.
What
He
do you
said,
say?
"Why you talk niggas?" Listen, we gonna move to the stalk part and
When
say
I when I when
we,
I when I
right
say
now
that,
we just
I
talk.
always got
Just listen
stalked
for a second.
because I told the truth.
Yeah,
The
you,
truth
you
get you
talking about your
stalked.
isolated situation.
right,
No,
exactly.
no, it ain't one situation every time.
No, that's you. You're like that, but guys are not normally like that, and that's what creates the problem.
But I'm
I got
saying
listen.
when you
If
tell
we
the
want to share
truth, why
stalker
you get
situations,
stalked?
we can
Why?
we can get into stalker situations, but you they be like that's his own box. But I will say to Auntie's to her point, 9 times out of 10, Marlo, I'll throw to this and ask you this: when you had those problems, you come out and be like, hey, you know what? It's over. I don't want to fuck with you, and it's not me, it's you. I'm done. Like, did you make it like simple, cut, clear, or was it like a ray of hope where she thought that she could be like, we?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
My younger days, I did what you did.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
No, but with me, I never did
Ghost.
that. When
That's
I was
you
gone,
though.
when I
I'm
was
just saying
Ghoster.
gone,
I'm
no,
older. I never
no,
had a
no.
dude
Now,
ever
Listen,
do
listen.
that. That's not the norm.
We not the same age.
your late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, whatever. It's different. I mean, because you have a different outlook on life, so it's like you
No,
kind
no,
of
no. I was doing the
Man, y'all be leaving
you
same.
that
can't.
stuff lingering, and we be silly enough to think
Yo,
it's gonna be something that's gonna change somebody's
No,
mind
I'm saying,
because it
I'm
don't
saying,
never really come out like that. Like
I
I'm
agree.
just saying, never have I had, and I'm 53 years old, a guy just flat out just be like, I'm done. He might do some dumb stuff that we should know that y'all done, but we be
hey,
like, well, he didn't say it, or today you're loving us, or because you want some. Who knows what the
the boy,
situation could
the
be?
boy,
But I'm
the
just
boy.
saying. But no, I have never
Let
had
me.
no.
I'm
So
going to tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
would it be easier?
I
Yeah,
all
y'all might
learned.
have to hear us be pissed.
Listen. What I'm saying to
Listen,
you.
Linda. Hmm.
Listen. What I'm saying to you. I pull away from them. I got. I had 6 sisters. God bless the day, my older sister that passed away. Now, off of all of everything else, I got plenty of women I could talk to. I don't need to talk to your ass. I don't need to. If you wasn't working out for me, I got away from you, and I let you know it, and know it in
Uh,
an
oh,
intelligent
He
way and
gone.
a
Oh,
respectful way. But the problem was always.
mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
yeah, you keep breaking up.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hear me now?
oh my God,
Yeah.
Verizon.
What
Yeah,
what I'm
you keep going
what
in
I'm
and out. I'm gonna
saying.
be honest.
Am I in and out now?
Keep talking, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, am I in and out now?
I can hear you.
Okay. What I'm saying is that the fact of I I have told women plenty of times we done. We over with. You know, I don't have nothing bad to say towards you. I ain't so and so whatever, but I'm not your friend no more. If
Oh,
we can be in a relationship, what the hell I need to be your friend for? Once we done, we done.
All right,
but
then
that's
you're gonna create
cool.
a
That's
monster.
straight up. But
You're gonna
that's
create a
straight.
monster. Listen,
No,
there
but
is
I
no right
no.
way. There is no
All
right
of
way.
them
Period.
talking.
It's who you dealing with and how you deal with
Yeah.
them. It's period. That's all it is. You can deal with that way on a general basis, and you gonna create a monster, and she's gonna tear your month shit up. She gonna she gonna light your car on fire. She gonna boom and light your
Oh
grandma's
my
house on fire.
gosh,
Do all that. Burn your clothes and
Marlo, what kind of woman you dealing with?
listen, no, no,
Good
no, no,
grief.
no. What I'm saying is, it's not an equal way to deal with all women. It's who you
No,
dealing
it's
with
not.
and how
Sis.
you deal with
Sis.
them.
Right. But see, what he said is a straightforward, no nonsense, and I get it. Because I feel like that. We ain't gonna be
You
best
better know the
friends
woman you're
like that,
talking
because
to.
then we should have been together. So I'm just saying, I get what he said, but I have never seen, and I got male like brothers, nephews, whatever. I've never heard a
Man,
man just come straight out and just be like, "Look, this it. I'm done. I'm moving on." It just be right. I'm cheating here. I'm kind of not around. I'm not doing it. I see. I
It's
watch.
the, it's,
so
it's
let me
the
ask you. So
same.
you saying if a man said to you, "Hey, baby, it's not working. I'm gone." What you gonna say?
You got to remember, I'm 53. So thank you. Stop wasting my time. I can't get it back. I'm just saying, but as a younger me, now I'm not gonna sit there. Yeah, it might be a little different.
All right, let's
But
roll.
right now, I would
Let's,
respect that though,
if
versus you lingering it on, taking up my time, making me feel like it's gonna be something, something. But see, a lot of times we don't listen to y'all. Some men do say not that flat out, but you either see you showing it maybe in your actions that you're not all the way there, but we still holding on to what it could be. That's just being real. Women just don't want to tell and say that, but it is. We don't hear the same thing. We didn't hear the I don't. We be like, oh, I got a chance. I can make that. Oh, he do. Or he don't want me. He's showing me he don't want me, but it's not clicking because he not here all the time, or he that fly in or getting some, what you call it, the late night booty call kind of thing.
Mm.
But in her mind, I'm just saying I can't speak for all women, but I'm saying I know enough of them, and it's like, but he giving you that little bit of time, and they run with it. But I'd rather do tell me he gone, he done. Let me move on.
Yeah.
You know
Hey,
how
look,
many people have been in them relationships and it's dragging out, and you see, right? She gonna start doing stuff because he ain't around. But you got to remember, men and women usually cheat for two different reasons.
But guess what? Guess what they
I
did
love that man.
after all that I did, all that good thing you said, like the way I came away and I said the truth and all this. They said,
Yeah,
okay, we might have broke
yeah,
up, and
yeah.
guess what? They still tried to think they could get me back by vagina.
Oh
I don't
God.
need that's no. I'm being honest with you, dead honest with you. I have never met a woman that thought she didn't have the best vagina in the world. And they last one
Just
of them
like
wanted to try
men,
to
yo, y'all. Ain't
control
no
me.
dude gonna be like, I'm only this good. Y'all think the same thing.
I don't think the same thing. You see,
Every
I
woman do
know
think
I
she got the
know who
golden
I
kitty,
am,
you know.
and I tell
Yeah.
you what I am. And I always been who I am. I'm not
Will
gonna
you
I can tell
stop
you what
talking
I
like
can
you
do.
are mostly every man in the world, though? Because most, yeah, no.
No, I'm just speaking on real,
Yeah,
real,
on you,
realistic
but we
shit.
talk about in the broader sense, in the gist. Guys, y'all do the same stuff that women
No,
think.
dudes would tell you that, but let me tell you something. Hey, we got what, three gentlemen here. Every last
Mm-hmm.
one of us know we ain't got the biggest or the best or the so and so whatever make a woman. But every woman you ever get with almost think they vagina is so good that a man got them just has to have that. And that's what
I'm
happens
not going to
between
disagree.
with. That's what happens with it. And they think they get you back with that. I don't want because and they'll tell you, I don't want so and so, I don't want this, that, whatever. And like I had to tell them in the chat a few days ago, look there, I'm not. If I told you I ain't want you, that means you're vagina too. That's attached
Okay.
to you.
But
What the
that's
hell I
you.
want
There's some
that to
guys that
get
don't
with
want the
your
woman, but
vagina
he
for?
still want to
And
hit
I
it.
don't want you. I don't want none of you.
Yeah, but again, right, because you're being more upfront with that. But there are lots of guys who still don't want the woman, but he will still creep and get
And
some.
guess what? Those are the guys that most of the women want. Those are the guys that most women want. And the guys like me, they get, and then they figure they can do the bullshit they doing. Then you don't want them no more. Then you mess around, and now you got a stalk on your hand because I fucked up with the
What's up
only
with you and
good
this
man I
stalker
probably could ever
woman?
have. But hell,
You scarred for life.
What's wrong with him and these stalker women? Where you getting them
Scarred,
from?
scarred, boy. Somebody took him down the road, boy.
Exactly, because you on the stalker woman thing hard.
On the block of your roof, hitting your house or something.
I know you heard your mama talk about all the women that stalked me.
Look, that's because he messing around with them South Carolina women.
No, those North Carolina, South
Not the
Carolina,
SC women though.
oh, they wanted it.
Oh, look, I heard about South Carolina women.
North, South, the Carolina.
Look, lighten up, man, lighten up.
You know I'm messing up with you, but I'm just saying, it just is what it is. And that, I'm just being honest. Being always honest is that I had noticed that when you be truthful with a woman and when you decide that you don't want to be with her no more and you pull the sex situation away from her and she thinks that you want to have sex and you don't, it blows their minds up. Like, why he no longer wants to have sex with me.
Or you gonna find something else.
Cheating on me the whole time. This is why. No, I will go 3 to 6 months without having sex with the woman if I had to, not to be bothered with her.
You playing mind trick, huh?
Over. Yeah.
Say what happened?
I know. Hey, look, I'm a little younger than you, but I know that game. You playing mind trick, huh?
I'm playing mind. How am I playing mind games?
Because you preserving the sex for when you want to give her the sex, and then come on, man.
Not me wanting to give her the sex. It's her wanting to give me the sex.
Right, then let her go. If you gotta withhold it either way. Women do the same thing. Then let them go.
Didn't want to give me sex, but now all of a sudden that we're not together, she wants to pull up the sex, and she gonna tell you everything you like from your sex to do to you.
So you proceed to hold it back on her time to keep doing your time.
What you say, Marlon?
You preserve you preserve to get. You know what I said. You preserve to give it your time rather than her time.
No, it's not me preserving giving anyone sex. It's not even about me having sex.
Then why you still talking to her? But why you still talking to her? By your terms, you done. So why we still talking to her, trying to hold out?
The whole problem is this.
Then why you still talking to her? For her to still want it.
You may not be talking to her. It's through text messages and stuff like that.
Man, it's not a technology. You block people. Stop playing.
And this is real. As long as text messages and things like that exist, she's still going to be able to get around you unless you change your number. I don't have to change my number for any woman, and I never have had to, and I'm not going to.
Not even a stalker woman?
Stalker, no. And I've had plenty of them.
I'm just messing. Look, I'm just messing.
No.
What do you say?
I'm not going to do it. And guess what? She could keep stalking me for the rest of her life, but she's not going to get me. Guess who's going to hurt? Her, not me, because I'm good. I'm going on forwarding with my life. I have a better life and everything that's going on.
Else.
And she want me. I don't want her.
She could be right back in your house.
But why should your new woman deal with that? So I don't know now. We don't know what you got going on that you got these stalkers with.
Oh man.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
It's all these home cooked meals, Q.
Everything I talk about, I have receipts for. I never talk about things that I don't have receipts for. Talk to Roger. Roger tell you about me.
No, I just said it's them home cooked meals, I guess, huh?
You said what?
It's them home cooked meals. You jumping off the dresser and all that good stuff.
It might be them home cooked meals I put in their bellies, and it might be that home cooked meal I put in their stomach. All kind of ways.
I know, right? Jumping off dressers and stuff.
I put a home cooked meal either way. Top, bottom, they getting a home cooked meal. Either way, they getting it.
You funny.
They gonna get treated good.
Yeah.
I treat you good. And if you don't want to get
don't nobody
good,
got time for all of that. Because a new person ain't trying to hear that. So I'm just saying.
What?
Your new woman would not be trying to hear all that with no stalker woman, and you won't change your number. She's still asking to get
any woman that I would have
Listen.
hypothetically ran across that had stalkers. I'm tapped out.
That what? Say it again.
That had stalkers. If I had to run across, like, to me, if you got stalkers, I'm uninterested.
Yeah.
Right.
Red flag.
Facts.
What's wrong?
Yep, red flag.
I'm
Yep.
saying, so y'all saying that it's my fault that I had stalkers? What did I do wrong? Because I brought you.
You ain't shut it down.
You ain't realize what you did.
You ain't really shut that down.
I did shut it down when I told him I ain't want to be
To
bothered with
you.
him no more.
Yeah, but listen, I done seen, I done seen a dude like that before, and I'm saying when I say shut it down, if you still having remotely any type of conversation with that person,
I don't
it
have
ain't shutting down.
conversations.
So you're
with
just
any
ignoring them. Wait, look. So you're just ignoring them, and they gonna keep on texting you, wanting to still get with you for months at a time, and you absolutely not saying nothing to them. Not a hello, how your day, no nothing.
Nothing.
I don't know
Nothing.
now.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have to. Why would I have to? Because I'm not. I have never been a dude that was on no. Only thing I am is
Marlo having a
my
fit back
account,
there.
far as in me. You know what I'm saying? But
I
far
don't,
as in
yeah,
anything
I don't
else,
know. I'm
I'm
just
there.
saying.
I don't have to. I don't have to do that. And I can get a woman. if
Have
I
y'all
want
heard
to.
of such a thing? Okay, that's him. Have y'all ever seen that a woman just go keep going with no kind of nothing from y'all, not one bit?
To me, I would say that the stalkers that I've had.
Talk to your mom. Talk to your mom about my stalkers. Talk to your mom about my stalkers. That's all I got to say. Hell, I done talked to you about shit.
Do you understand my question?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, and I got you. You got
Okay.
Nobody's questioning if you had stalkers or not.
Right.
It's not like the framework of the conversation right now. Right now, we're more so like I forget what you asked, but like
to me.
What I no, he talking to me. He talking to me. What I did wrong.
Huh?
No, he said what you asked.
Yeah, nobody said nothing about what you did wrong.
Yeah, no.
I think right now you think that we like we're coming at you about the stalker situation in which we're not. But
right.
But yeah. Generally speaking, I think that Sabor or Auntie, you said experience within like the stalker realm of things. I would say that for me, the times that I've had stalkers, in which it's been a couple times.
See, that's just hereditary.
But the stalkers that I had were women that I never engaged with, and like they liked me and they wanted me to talk to them.
Yeah, but you kind of the celebrity-ish kind of person. So, or this
So I ain't
before
no
that
celebrity.
time.
Oh, why I can't be no celebrity?
No, it's a difference. Like with him doing music when he used to. Are you talking about like that kind of time period? Or
Yeah.
Why you being so personal over there, man? Calm down. But I'm just saying, like groupies is different. I'm talking about the average Joe dude. Do you really have? I'm just saying. I can only speak from what I have witnessed.
No, I got you.
Usually, that man engaged with her some type of way. I have never seen where
okay.
the
It's all
woman
right.
just keep going. That's all I'm asking. So
It's
that was the
okay.
question to
It's all
wait.
right.
That's the question to Q. That's what I'm saying. I'm willing to
It's all
hear.
right.
I mean, I like the dialogue.
We have this. It's a
And
bloodline
Marlo,
thing.
that's what I'm
It's a
saying.
bloodline thing. It's
So
through
they
our
stalked you,
bloodline.
Q. I'm not listening to him. Q, they stalked you for no apparent reason. Like it's not because you did a booty call that you.
Yeah. No, I never really engaged with them inside like any capacity, but I think that like they just were interested in me and they wanted me to engage. And like I'm gonna be honest, like I've had stalkers that have went like the extra mile. Like,
so what's a stalker? Maybe we using that in two different ways of how I think of a stalker.
No. Like so for me, like I remember when I was still living in Durham at Central, I had it was a girl that was a stalker that, and again, like I never engaged with her. Never, I don't even think I ever like had conversation with her.
Oh
but
wow!
Through like obviously she seen me in the yard. Obviously she like maybe either she found me on Facebook or we were Facebook friends. I can't really remember. But it got to a point where like at some point she had found her way to get my like an old debit card that I had. Maybe at some point she had found a way to steal like my student ID or an old one, to where she had her friends believing that at some point we knew each other and that we had like crossed paths and that we had like some actual version of relationship and shit like that. Like I've had like the actual like stalker thing where like I'm like I don't know.
Hey, nephew.
I ain't ever
in the building.
Never and
you too.
And
I'm sorry, how she get that close to get your
Bangs, any day?
I got questions.
Well, so I'll give an like this is again I can't actually tell you because I don't know how she got her hands on all that shit. But for one, like y'all know me long enough, I'll be losing shit. So like I lose a phone, I lose a card. That ain't nothing for me. But
right,
Marlo, you been at Central where if you at like especially like back in the day, you at the calf, you can put your shit down anywhere.
Man, what?
If you in a computer lab, you can put your shit down anywhere. Especially if like I'm somebody that I don't know this person, never met this person. I'm not looking out for this person when I'm just sitting there walking around and doing anything or putting anything down. To where, especially with the woman, I'm not looking for a woman to be stealing something from me.
Right.
I got you. Now, I'm just curious. Yeah.
That's why I was like, is it Bangs any day?
I can't even tell you where she stayed at, to be honest.
Was it pre-dawn?
I was staying in Campus Crossing.
That's what happened.
But no, like I never like engaged. I don't think I ever said like actual words to this human. Like, I've had like I had at least two examples of like something very, very similar to that.
That's deep.
3, but yeah, I've definitely had at least 2. Like act like stalker shit.
What about Marlo?
Marlo, you guys speak for yourself, my brother.
Campus Crossing.
Okay.
Showed up to my door while I was there. That's minor joint. Campus Crossing again. I stayed in the 1400 building. Was in my room, inside my apartment, in my room, on my bed.
Come on, you never met her.
Never met her.
Know that you engaged in neither one of them.
That girl that was in his room in his bed, he engaged with her.
No.
Yeah, but see, that's you said no.
No.
I'm saying before, like, so you didn't have no contact, no relationship with what y'all be going
First time
through.
being in my bed.
Sorry, I ain't never.
I thought, listen. I thought, listen. It was strange as hell. I actually closed the door back and went out to the room and talked to my other roommates. Like, who is this girl?
And I would definitely say like college is a really, really wild time. Where,
wow.
Yeah.
Like I've had scenarios.
So what is it? Like the roommates letting them in? I mean,
there's so many different scenarios. Like I know of times where, especially when like you living in like an apartment living where you're shared roommates, but you don't necessarily. But they also have friends. Like it becomes like this whole community thing. And I've had people. I've had people like girls that I don't know knock and be like, "Hey," and you know what I mean, like try to engage inside like like scenarios.
Wow.
Let me close the door.
Yeah.
Like I said, college is its own very, 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 very specific thing.
Yeah, y'all doing something different.
Listen.
If like you're somebody that like if you was on the yard and you do it that you're known enough for.
Right.
There's so many people on campus that, especially when you get into like this. I know when I was there, it was like like when social media was just booming, and so like they're gonna look you up, they're gonna find you, and like now they're like it becomes its own little thing.
Yeah, but y'all not Marlo. What you do in college?
Can I just
I
put
was doing music too.
a grown man
See, right?
scenario in
That's
there?
different. Y'all kind of popular.
Can I put a grown man scenario in there on this?
I don't
And
know.
it's no, listen. No, this some, and it's real life.
Okay.
I live, and I nephew, we talked about, you know what I mean, this situation before, and I live with this woman, and we, we was everything together and all this or that, whatever. Now, you know how old I was. It took me a long time. I was probably about 33 years old by the time I got my license, right? But I had been driving and all this stuff, right? But the car was in her name. Now listen to what I'm going to say to you. Now, the car was in her name, and we sitting around there, and she sit, and we broke up, and I told her, we good, whatever, but I need my car. I had to go and basically have sex with her just to get my car back. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had to. She come over and she crying and all this, but I did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you talking about the sympathy sex that you.
Yes, and I had to do that right there, and all this happened, all this, and probably about a couple of months later, you know what I mean? I come back to my house and it's a bloody tampon on my door with a pentagram in front of
Oh
it.
my God. Oh no.
You said
What?
a
This woman,
pentagram.
yes,
You worried about that part? I'm talking about the bloody tampon. What the
Man,
heck?
that's just it's just bad.
Yeah,
but what I'm
true.
saying is this right here.
What the heck
That
y'all be
happened
doing?
because I told her, and that's what I'm saying. I was honest with her with the breakup and everything, but I knew I had to have. Basically, I had to have sex with her to get my title for my car because the title was in
Well,
her
look, as a
name
black girl,
and
I'm
all the
sorry y'all all had to go through that because that's crazy stuff.
but
Real.
listen what I'm saying to you. With
Mm-mm.
all this happening, with all that, whatever, right to this day, she still spills my name with blood. Still talk shit about me, thinks and talk shit about. And if she could, right now, I ain't changed my phone number because she stalked me on this phone
She
number for
calling you
and
right now because she on this thing.
he probably will call me. I'm just being honest, blood. I'm just being real honest with you.
You done talked her up.
Anybody that know me know that, you know what I'm saying. I done had my number, the same cell phone number for
Look,
over
she putting
20
it out
years.
there like it's a commercial too. She
And
calling.
I
She calling
ain't
you.
gonna lie.
fuck
I have
that.
no woman. I haven't had a woman like what they say. Put it in.
No, but no, the
Oh,
thing
really?
is this right here.
They
If a
ain't dropped
motherfucker
the
could
tampon
say
in
that
I'm sorry.
everybody talk about women don't so don't do things wrong towards yourself, that was fucking
Who said
basically
that?
rape. That was
Yeah.
fucking rape.
Well,
Well, no, you could have went at it.
No,
She just
I
would be
could
going to
have.
jail for the keeping my car. You crazy. You
No,
wanted it. It's okay. It's all right.
no, you said I wanted. See how women think about it. You
No,
wanted
because
it
you
if
could
it
have
was
just
a
called
man.
the police
well,
on her. Why would you have to sleep with somebody to get a title back? I'm just,
Because
and you
let
know,
me tell
I'm just
you,
messing with you.
let me
It's
listen what I'm
almost four
saying
o'clock
to
in the
you.
morning.
The
I'm
whole
gonna be
thing.
honest. Like we would drag on women the same way.
No, the whole
Like
thing is
that
this
wasn't
right
rape.
here.
Though. I wouldn't put
No,
rape.
it wasn't rape, but what it was that it was coerced making somebody be with you that don't want to be with you.
Possibly.
Hmm.
I can see where you got.
Because
I can see where you
I
got there.
was I came with some strange shit that I thought, oh, she's not gonna do this, so and so whatever, and she did all of it.
So you telling me you dated this person, right?
I
And
didn't
here's
date
a
them.
no, but
No,
listen, wait, listen. You didn't date her, or you did date this particular woman.
no, it
Well, you
wasn't a
had to.
date.
How she gets your car in the
We was
title?
in a full relationship.
That's what I'm. That's dating. Okay, whatever. You tomatoes, tomatoes. But my thing
Okay,
is the
I got
same
you.
thing with women And the same thing with men. You telling me nowhere did you see she had these kind of tendencies? Or did you bypass them because you wanted to be with her? Like we
The
all know.
reason
So
why,
at the end
the
of the day,
reason
you can't be
why
like,
I
oh, I'm surprised.
listen. The reason why I left her alone was because when Q graduated, he wanted to come and stay over at the house. Well, he
It
came
was
over there
your
for the
fault.
grad. It wasn't my fault. No,
I think you it's your fault.
Q
It might
wasn't
be.
the fault.
I'm just learning.
Q, listen. He came over to the house. We talked about this before. I said, you know what I mean? He came over to the house and, you know what I mean? It was their graduation. We were supposed to play video games and all this stuff or whatever. And I said, you know what I mean? Q said, oh, I'll stay the night with you, Unc. And she told me he can't stay. Why? Because you ain't asked me first. What the fuck? I ain't asked you first. You know what I mean? This my nephew. He got them. What the fuck is he gonna do?
Oh yeah,
He
I
not
see
doing
you.
nothing. He graduated from high school. Them everybody here. Whatever. We just gonna hang out and just play video games all night. All this shit. I knew that
So
right
your
then and
place
there.
wasn't y'all place?
That's exactly what she thought it wasn't. And she made it that way. And if you goddamn say it to my nephew, bitch, you not mine. Because I'm not yours, and you thinking that I have to come to you to ask whether my nephew could stay the night here, and he's not gonna do nothing but us sitting out here playing video games. What the fuck is wrong with you? And I knew right then and there that something was wrong with her. You telling me that, but her son, who didn't live there, he stayed there every night, everything, whatever. And I ain't never said nothing about it. And what was the difference between her son coming to stay and my
So if
nephew
it's y'all
coming to
place, you
stay?
don't think the woman have a right to know that you invited somebody?
She should. But at the same point, what I'm saying to you is that she had other kids there.
Yeah,
Her
but you
son
allowed
didn't
it.
live.
I get what you're saying, but they are
But
kids. He not your kid. You don't think that's a difference?
how is he not a kid? Her son's
No, he's not
17.
your child, but those are her children. So you knew she had children in a relationship. Q,
It
what the
don't make
heck are
no.
you
It
doing
don't
with
make
all these?
it.
I'm playing on with
It don't make
react.
no difference.
Yeah, my bad, my bad.
It don't make no difference between the
What do you
two of
mean it
them.
don't make it? You no, listen to
Her
what you just
kids were.
said though.
All her kids were gone.
Okay,
If
I'm
my
confused
nephew
though a
was
little bit
coming in, if my nephew said, if I said my nephew gonna stay the night here, what's the problem with it? Why you making no?
because
It
it
was a
could. If we live together,
what?
if
How
it's
would that
our spot,
impede on
and my man
anything?
gonna just be like, my nephew coming, you don't kind of. Is it cool? I think you should. What
No,
if your nephew
I
out is a
already
creeper, and I don't want your nephew in
no.
my
Listen,
house?
what I'm saying
At
to
our
you.
house.
We had a
What?
whole when they graduated, they came to my house.
I got what you saying, but I'm asking you another question though. On top
What
of that,
question are you asking
if
me?
we live, if we, you know, a person, you living with somebody that's y'all
Hmm.
shared place, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
You don't think, okay, put it in reverse. If she said, my niece coming over and she gonna stay
Okay.
here, and you like, nah, I know her niece is loosey goosey over there. I ain't
Well,
comfortable
goddamn,
with her being in the house.
who the fuck think Q was loosey goosey on any
That's
goddamn
not what
thing?
I said. I gave it in reverse, a flip,
You
because again,
if
when
you
you
put
make
it
this,
in if you put it
you
in
ain't
reverse.
listening. You ain't
Yes, I
listening.
am. Go ahead and say what you're
No, you're
saying.
not. So I'm saying to you, like when I look at situations, relationship or whatever, I flip it. And I look at how would I feel if you ain't even listening. See, you done cut me off. See,
I know
women
I
so
ain't cut nobody
unappreciated.
off, but that wasn't me talking.
I'm
I'm just
sorry. I'm
saying,
sorry.
say what you're saying. Say what you're saying.
Okay.
Say what you're
So I
saying.
try to look at it from both sides. I forgot
Mm-hmm.
the word Q said he called it. You know, I'm a person. I observe. I look at it from both sides. You know, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is, I ain't say he loose, but if she had some, I feel like if I'm gonna give that person that same respect. I'm not gonna make the choice in our household, and I ain't saying she right for being a stalker. Not at all. I don't think nobody deserved that. If you was listening to me, I
Go
said
away
to
from
all
that.
three of y'all,
Let's go
I'm
to this
sorry though, because that's the
situation we
same lady
talking
though.
about.
That's the same
Talking about.
lady is why I'm saying
Yeah,
that to you.
yeah.
So what I'm saying is you're telling me that the person, if you live together, don't have a right to say that they're not comfortable with the other person coming or that you're just doing what you want. Because what is considered your apartment and she moved
That's
in.
all I said,
See,
man.
somewhere, some of the tables changed.
10-year-old Q, who the fuck
That's
was
OG right there.
goddamn
I ain't
You
get.
still
involved with
stuck on
him?
your nephew. Do
I ain't
anybody
get.
understand what I'm saying?
I ain't.
Maybe what?
I'm looking at
17-year-old Q, who the fuck
I,
was goddamn
I'm at. I'm
anything
looking
on
at
him?
Marlon with the icy. I ain't mad.
I see that too. Yeah.
Fuck. No,
Old
I'm just
school.
saying. No, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that the whole thing is this right here. That let me know that goddamn, how the fuck you gonna tell me that my nephew can't tell and I broke up? That's why that was
Oh
one of the
Lord.
key things that broke up with him because goddamn, you're not gonna tell me that my nephew can't stay over here and play video games with me all night
She
and
didn't say
goddamn you
no.
in the house.
You said she asked you, well, you're not
She
gonna ask her.
she said basically said no. And I
All
had
right.
to tell him fucking no.
Hey y'all. Hey, to change this up a little bit.
Real shit.
I think that
No.
we're gonna probably do about another good 15 minutes. But Marlo, you got the stage. Give us with the icy. No
Some
Diddy.
pina colada.
It look like pina colada for sure. Yeah, just toss the topic into the air. Feel like
Man.
age with.
Why? I still want to know from the two of y'all. Do that sound crazy? I mean, I don't know, legitimate.
Does that
I
sound
want.
crazy? Q.
You trying
Q,
to
does
get him
that
off
sound
the
crazy to
subject,
you?
but I'm saying
Do
y'all
that
two
sound
dudes.
do that sound crazy to you?
Do
Did I
what?
goddamn
So if
put
your
on
wife tell you she don't want something, whatever, staying at the house, we ain't gonna say anybody's particular because the name don't matter. Either one of y'all inviting somebody over to the house without discussing that with the other one.
I did discuss it with her. I told her he gonna stay here. He said he gonna stay
That's
the
not a
night here.
discussion.
That shit is. It's the
Okay,
discussion. He
but
gonna
can we?
stay here.
Can I
He's a
find out
fucking
from them too?
child.
I just want to
He's a
know. That's
fucking
you and your
child.
feelings.
So listen, we gonna give y'all like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna let y'all like hash down the exact question because the
No,
wording of
he's
the
a
question.
child.
That is my exact
The wording of the
question
question
is
makes all the difference.
he's because you doing the whole like normal. You stuck on just your scenario and your situation. I'm asking a general question. If
Nah,
you
what
have a
you stuck in
significant,
is that woman shit. They goddamn always
no, it's
goddamn thinking
not.
that
No,
that that think that's
no.
some
No,
bullshit.
I just
Right
gave you.
now,
I
what you
tried to do
doing
a
is showing some
reversal. You didn't
real
want to listen to
bullshit.
that.
You
Hey,
I
want
listen,
tried to
look,
do
look,
a
look, look, look,
reverse
look.
All right,
question.
Marlo, talk to us, brother.
my nephew goddamn gonna be at my house. Goddamn, I don't give a fuck. And I broke up
Marlo,
with
talk
her ass
to us. I
because
gotta
she
mute you.
wouldn't let my
We gotta keep.
nephew.
We gotta keep it moving.
So you said what Thomas, right? So okay,
Yeah.
I gotta maybe like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna just run through like y'all. Whichever one
Yeah,
stick, y'all can.
for
All
sure.
right.
Sure.
So man, the elephant in the room, Diddy and Cassie. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp and the young girl.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Other one is Tour Lanes in that one.
Meg. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And then that's really 3 I had at the top of
All
my
right.
head. Maybe I mean y'all went into sports, but
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sports is cool, but yeah, we can stick where we at. So you gave a couple music examples. So the first one you said was Diddy Cat.
so I had a conversation with my mother,
Okay.
and she took a position that I didn't think she was gonna take.
Uh-oh.
Me and her, as you well know, we were talking about Kendrick and Drake, and she just thinks Drake's the culture vulture. Anyways,
Oh, she on outside. I got you.
and I just thought she was gonna take the
Shut up.
basically she was like they're railroading Diddy
Mm-hmm.
as far as him not being convicted, or they're not talking about what he's actually being charged for, as far as what is racketeering, as far as what is a RICO.
But they everything that they're doing is very intentional, and I think the
That's what
more
I
that you
said.
kind of like look at it and see everything that's happening. So a lot of people are like, well, Diddy just was beaten and that's not racketeering, right? That's not a RICO.
The freaky stuff is not a RICO.
Nah, the thing that got
well,
in the
it is
Rico.
though. But
the Rico
thing,
that got him
hold on,
was
let me hop in and then I'm gonna throw it to you. So
False.
the thing is that like right now, especially where we're at inside the trial, there is a space where they have, and there's still more to come. So we have to understand that there's still more to come. But they, for the majority part of the RICO, they've executed and shown all the different parts to the RICO.
Yeah.
And this is before even like the star witnesses has jumped up and did anything like that.
A few have.
Well,
Cassie, Kid, Cudi.
Oh no,
Dawn.
Cudi has exemplified like arson.
What about Usher?
Arson is a part of a RICO. His mother
is that arson though?
Well, if
he didn't blow up the car,
if you throw a Mazel Tov cocktail in the car,
he didn't blow up the car though.
Arson is lighting something on fire.
Yeah,
was on fire.
Yeah,
arson is a
okay. Okay.
So if you think about Cassie mom talked about how he extorted her for $3,000.
Extorted who?
Her mom, because he threatened to actually to release the sex tape of her getting fucked by all the dudes.
Diddy extorted Cassie's mom for $3,000
and then gave the money.
Yeah.
A billionaire. Extorted her mom for
Diddy is petty.
Wait a minute.
Diddy was petty.
So you got to understand.
He wasn't a billionaire back then.
Understand Diddy's
a millionaire.
But Marlo, understand.
He's a billionaire now, not back then.
Yes, he was.
But
Diddy only been a billionaire for the last
like during that time.
Like
during that time, he was a millionaire, right? But what you have to understand is that what she said is true. Like the defense didn't defend it, and she had bank statements to back it up. So Diddy just did a power play where he just wanted to see her scramble for it. Where he said, if you don't if you don't give me $3,000 by this time, no, maybe it was like $20,000. It was something like that. She had to take out a loan.
See the difference? 20,000, 3,000? Which one is
it was like 20,000. It was more than 3,000. It was like 20,000. She had to go get a loan for it, the whole little thing. But he said, if you don't give me this money,
I'm sorry. My bad.
All I'm saying is that his defense didn't defend it. They didn't even like cross-examine her.
Because
that
sounds blasphemous.
The bank statements show that this happened. So like this isn't like one of the things, like some of the cross-examinations, that's where you be like, well, maybe. This is just a thing that happened. They agreed to it and it was okay. Like that, they was just like, fuck it, it happened. Like he made her pay the money because he said that he was going to drop the sex tape on New Year's Eve or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Even with the Kid Cudi thing past the arson, the issue is that he communicated threats through email that said that I can blow up his car and not be in a country and make it seem like I didn't do it. And then miraculously, his car blew up, right?
Okay. Let me start right there. Are those excerpts from the trial? Or those
no, these are
articles?
There's the emails and the communication that was sent.
Is that article stuff or that excerpt from the trial though?
No, this is like the messages. So there's the transcript, which is like the talk, that's the back and forth with Cassie and shit like that. And then there's the official communication, which would be like the emails and text messages and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he found out at the freak off that she was fucking with Cudi, he then he beat her ass, communicated these things through like the actual official messages shit. And so like there's a paper trail to him saying it. It's not like None of these things are like the questionable things. You understand what I'm saying?
But did you get this from the trial, or did you get from a blog or a post or a?
Oh. All right. So like the things that I'm saying, I've heard multiple people talk about, but then this is like the evidence. So right now, I'm not talking about the he say she say.
I'm talking about stuff on the said on trial on the stand.
It's on the stand, but I'm not even talking about like the testimony. I'm talking about the evidence. So like right now, I'm not speaking like so. Cassie mom, they didn't object to anything she said, and she had bank statements. These are like that's a verified thing.
But was she on the stand though?
Yeah, she went on the stand.
Okay, there we go.
She went on the oath. She went on the stand.
There we go.
The Cassie documents when it comes down to like the Kid Cudi shit and all that. I'm not commenting on like Kid Cudi's testimony about when he walked up on him at the club and the two different conversations they had. Just only specifically the official communication. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in that communication, he said that I can blow his shit up and be out the country and nobody know I did it. And then his shit blew up and he was out the country. Well, I don't know if he was out the country, but he blew his shit up. But
yeah.
But also now we get into like the space where Diddy also had like the whole sex shit was a whole little like organization thing where his assistant in which they didn't want to testify. They refused to testify, but they're subpoenaed by the feds, in which he was going to plead the fifth, but then they gave him immunity, so now he had to testify, right?
Let me say my thoughts real plain out.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just making sure that you understand. Like, I'm not even giving.
I got you.
I'm not giving opinion yet. Go ahead.
My premise is this is my premise. Diddy's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
All of them had something to do with it. They all should be locked up. That's just my premise off the bat. Because I believe
I'm not mad at that part. Okay.
She as well as she was a victim, of course. We seen the video.
But I will say this. You know that she was 19 when Diddy started fucking with her.
Okay.
So like I do think that there's a space where a 19-year-old being introduced stricken by a contract, like the record label contract, so he has control of her income, her finances. He also has her on tape.
What you 19? Yes, young as hell.
So now you have the leverage on that, right? To get her to do whatever you want her to do.
So this is the part of coercion.
With also the the assistant's testimony of how he used bodyguards in like his arm to actually make sure she did, and if she didn't do certain shit, they would take things away from her. Like Diddy just was like, the things that he actually did is wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let alone just the abuse shit, the drug shit, the baby oil, rubbing niggas come on your nipple. Like the freaky shit is wild too.
Okay, yeah.
Can I interject?
All right, go ahead, Unc.
Yo, no.
Uh-oh.
Diddy did what he did, right?
Okay.
And the thing what it is that people gotta stop looking at it like, legally, 19 years old, you're a grown person. Diddy was too old to be with her, first of all, anyway. Diddy liked young girls because, any man that likes young girls means that their mentality is all fucked up. They can't deal with a grown-ass woman. That's how I feel about it.
But they want somebody to manipulate.
But anyway, he was out there and he did the things he did, but he's so ineffective with his shit, he can't even control a young woman. How can he deal with a grown woman?
That's not true.
He
He
couldn't
did.
control a grown.
He did
He
it for
couldn't control her.
for
That's
15
why
years.
if you have to put your hands on a young woman that you supposed to be able to control, that means you not a man, no way. You can't control yourself physically,
He did it for
but you
20 years.
also
Nah, I
can't
ain't
control a
15.
woman. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He did it for 20 years. When did
What
me and
I'm
you come out?
saying is for 20 years, right? If you sat and had to beat on a woman for 20 years and do the things he was doing to her and manipulate a woman for 20
And
years,
that's the part
and
I'm
you're
saying that,
damn near 20
bro,
years her elder.
he like this
Hold
shit
up.
too.
First of all, you're 20 years her elder.
She did it herself too.
What you mean?
She like the freak offs too. She did it when you will now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is that if you bring a person into there from the beginning of adulthood until the end of it, yeah, they're gonna like it. That's all they know.
And then you have the leverage.
That's like
Fact.
you
No, that's
basically
true.
what you're
I
doing
agree.
is you are what you know what I'm calling. What is it called
Grooming.
when you are grooming?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
grooming.
Yeah,
You
but
groomed
then
them.
like he's doing a
He
different
groomed her
version.
into that. Of
You're
course.
grooming her into sadistic,
Yeah,
deviant.
he groomed her
Like,
into
this
that.
isn't like regular sex.
You can't because I don't give a
Like most
damn
guys
what you
just be
say.
grooming her to fuck him. He was
As
grooming
old as
her to
I
get
don't know
fucked
how
by
old it.
like 10 escorts at a time.
I don't know how old
That's true.
anyone on this page is exactly.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? But any male that's on here right now, if y'all younger than me, so if you get your 20-year-old
Ain't it?
or you get your 20-something-year-old,
I wasn't
you
even.
can groom them. You can groom them real good.
Yeah. But then you can fuck around and
There's
be
no
like,
problem with grooming them. I
There's the
don't.
problem. That's the
And
whole
he
thing
groomed
about it
her.
though.
yeah,
He
but it is
groomed her into
it is a
that.
problem with grooming them.
She thought that was what was normal. When you groom an individual into anything, they think that that is the norm, or that's what should
well,
be happening, or
but
that's okay to happen because this is just
it's
No,
what.
she thought a record deal was. That's what she thought was normal.
well the freak offs might I
A
don't
record
think
deal.
she didn't think the
And
freak offs was normal because
No, it was
I
more
guess
than a record deal.
like she has all the like she had I guess it was like mad UTIs and mad STDs that she was getting. And she had to stay at the hospital. But also the abuse, she didn't look at it as normal because of there's police reports, there's the friend getting beat up by Diddy for confronting him about it. Then there's the mom that's on record of saying like they got in altercations about the fact that he was beating on her. There,
Let me
But then
just
think
interject
so they
about
were
that though.
One
If
second.
you
flexible.
beating on her,
Listen. Can I just put a time frame on everything, right?
okay.
Now, people always get mad at people about, oh, you doing this because you young, you grown, or this, that, whatever. But you got to look at the time frame. If you are 19 years old, right?
Okay.
5 years to you is more than a fourth of your life. Now, if someone does something to you from 19 to 25, right? From 19 to 25, right? They've been doing it for you for 5 years, and you think, and even if you went into it, and you know what I'm saying, you still have the mindset of that 19-year-old because this is what's been going on for you from 19 to 25. That's a fifth of your life. You go on from there. You put 10 more years on it from 19 to 30. You're 30 years old now. It's a 6, but you see what I'm saying? How the numbers go on and how you don't think about how it was. You have to think, because I had to think about that. When I was 20, I would say old school was 10 years ago.
Right, all right, but bring me
That's
back
what I'm
to the conversation
saying
so I can
with
understand.
her. That's the whole thing with it, is that she went along with it that long, and he groomed her to so many years that became so many years. But when she got into it, she was still in a child state. He groomed her into it. He made her think that it was, and she liked it. You can groom a person into something that they become to liking.
And you still know right from wrong.
You might know right
No,
from wrong,
I don't know.
but no. Listen, what you saying? What you still know right from wrong, right?
You get to
But
18, you know right
you
from
didn't
wrong, but you
know.
push the
No,
food out
listen.
here.
You can't
You
at
in
What are you
that
talking
19
league.
about?
years old. You can't even buy alcohol.
Huh?
At
You can't get
19
your
years
rental
old, you
car.
still can't buy
Yeah, in
alcohol,
America.
huh?
In America.
But even if you go cross seas, right?
Oh, you can't say that.
If you go cross seas, no, listen what I'm saying. It might be there, but you grooming them in an American way. He groomed her into that, and she was groomed into that, and she was sat there, and she thought that it was the norm.
We just talking about American shit then. Okay. Let's get it. Yeah. Not the whole world, not humanity, but we talking about American stuff. Okay.
We talking about we
I
can't
got
talk
you.
about the whole world thing right now because right now we're speaking about a case
We are not
that's
talking about the
sit
whole
here
world.
in America
Because that does
because
not
you can
apply
go
to the whole
across
world.
the world,
Hold on,
you can go across whatever and do whatever you want to. Once if you're grooming a person, you can do things to them that happens to them that is
Oh,
illegal here in the
what in the
States.
whole
And if
world is
you are the
shut down?
person that putting your thumb down on their ass and making sure,
hold
yeah,
on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I actually am interested to hear Marlo. All right.
I'm getting a little animated. I'm sorry, but I'm
No. I just want to hear the POV about the whole world and what they should be doing.
now, okay. You talking about what should we be doing versus what it is?
Okay, because you was like the whole. Are we talking about America or the whole world?
That's the point I was saying with as far as grooming, even as far as American history. You can look right now and see Robert De Niro. You already know I'm going with that. All
Go
right, boom,
ahead, go
boom.
ahead. I got you, nephew.
Okay.
I got
Okay.
you, nephew.
Even going back to either his like 50 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
arranged marriages, different
Mm-hmm.
countries.
Mm-hmm.
Now we could talk. That's what I'm saying. We could talk American was right and versus. Now I'm with you though. I'm totally with you because they said the mind doesn't form until 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? You don't get your
27. Yeah.
all
So
right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. I'm just, what I'm saying is, it's slippery slope, man.
We can't go across the world because right now there's somewhere that they still cutting off clitorises of women because they see that the clitoris is evil. We still have parts of the world
not
that
doing
we sit around and they sit around and say certain things. See, we could talk about world. We talking about civilized people
So we
amongst
talking about
us.
American then. So okay,
America,
all right, okay.
our civilized people, civilized Americans. Yes,
Civilized
that's what we're
Americans,
speaking of.
and we
Yes.
are the most civilized people. That's right.
No, we're not.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
We're barbaric. We're very barbaric in a lot of ways,
whoa,
but at
whoa,
the
whoa,
same point,
whoa.
we have to sit at we're our rule system. We're
Okay.
barbaric as people, but our laws are civilized. Our laws are civilized, but
Let's
we
get to
as
that.
people
Let's
are
let's keep on
barbaric.
that right there. Our
Really?
laws, right?
Mm.
Go to each state. What is the age of consent across each state?
Oh, you going crazy, Marlo.
You say what happened again? What
What
is
is
the
the age of
what?
consent across each state?
It's probably it depends on state to state.
Right, but the laws is barbaric. You saying that they're not?
No, what I'm saying is that I said the laws are not barbaric when it comes down to things far as in them being systemic far as in like things far as in them sitting there and making it far as in where you know yourself that you know what I'm saying you have to have common sense somewhere. Our laws do have a piece of common sense sitting there.
Mm.
And without there, what it is that you're speaking territory. You're speaking
United States.
territory wise.
That's
State or territories, the same thing. Each state is a territory. With as united as our country is, each state is a territory, and each state has its laws laid out to where the laws might be there, but you have things that's bodied and governed by our government. Our government is that which can overpower each state sometimes, but each state can sit and have things civilized. What I'm speaking about is civilization and being
What you're speaking
civilized
about, what
as
I said
human
is
beings.
how things are versus how things should be.
Right.
Now
You're
we all
saying how,
recognize as the age of consent is in our minds is 18.
But it ain't
in
everywhere. You're right.
in the average in all right, you probably have 3 states that you're 16 years old or under, being it's 3 to 5 states that have that law, right? Out of all our states. So we're going to say the majority of our country. I will say that.
Mm.
3 to 5 states. And the majority of those states are the poorest countries or the poor
What?
states that are here in our nation. I'm just being honest with you. Look it
Nah, I
up.
like facts.
Look it up. Between
You
three to
look it
five
up
of the
because you
states.
went from 3 to 5, and I'm saying based off of what?
Based off of the state statutes for us and where it is that you can get married or you can, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You're an adult. Because if you look at the statute for us in the whole government itself, you have to be 21 to be an adult, but you're 18, you
No,
can go
you
kill a
don't.
person
You're
across
18 to be an
another
adult. You
state.
can't drink till you're 21.
No, but you can go kill a person at 18,
I
but
didn't.
you
We didn't
can't
say
buy a
right,
gun
but
till
you
you're
saying it makes.
21
You're
in
not
most
making that
states.
make sense.
All right, Joe.
How
Hey,
am I not making that make
hey, yo.
sense?
I will say that it's 4 o'clock.
If you can,
Yeah,
if
I'm about
you
to go to
can
bed.
go,
I'm
if you
I'm
can
already
go
in the
and
bed.
get into
Hey,
the
let's do this
military and
again
kill a
though.
person at 18, but you can't buy a gun until you're 21, but they're gonna give you a gun at 18. How does that make sense?
I got you, Unc. You're talking about the age of consent and the age of I guess
It's
when you looked at as an adult to be able
yeah.
to have sex and
Our
be able to do
country,
the things,
it doesn't make
but
sense. A lot of things
So then
doesn't
you
make
want to say
sense.
a 22-year-old is coerced?
yeah, I think they easily can be. Like I
Well,
don't.
I mean,
I guess I don't personally share Unc's perspective, but
they all monsters. Lock them up.
like I get what he's saying. I get what you're saying. Like I said, it's a nuanced conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm also not opposed to locking. Like Cassie broke the law for sure. Like,
No, I feel
but
like
I also think that she was coerced in all the things. Like I think Diddy is the person that they say he was clearly.
I do too.
And we when you come down with that, imagine you thinking about leaving your person and then they drop a bomb on the motherfucker you talking to's a car. You're like, oh
Right.
shit. And you
Exactly.
look around and be like, wait. He did get
Yep.
it, right? Oh no, not
Mhm.
listen. But then also
listen.
think about like seeing him shoot a motherfucker and then nothing happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you looking around like, wait, he is gonna get in trouble, right?
Yeah, it's easy to say you gonna do this and that, but you in that
But
situation, you
if
don't
I
know.
Exactly.
if I've seen a motherfucker get away with shooting somebody and dropping a bomb on somebody's car,
You ain't going nowhere.
you probably got to think about like, well, if I actually leave, what
Listen.
are they
Mhm.
doing to get away with?
Well, I
'Cause
got
he tried to kill 2 people. He didn't clean this shit
Key
up.
of everything is that Puffy is a very dangerous person. He's
resourceful,
been a
rich.
very
Yeah.
dangerous person for
Yeah.
years.
Exactly.
Everybody know he's been a dangerous person. He's done some dangerous shit.
Mhm.
Nancy, even though everything I said earlier, I might believe in it, but on my more side other, I feel like hell, she wanted to be what she wanted to be. She came out there and she wanted to get some Tucci up to a dude that had some money. She gave the Tucci up to him, and she wasn't ready for what that Tucci giving up was gonna come from her doing it. She sat there
I
and
think
it was
that
some
part is fake.
traumatic situation that happened from you giving Tucci up to him. Okay, you did this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
look all the things you got right now. Now, see, she's still right now reaping off of that old Tucci that she gave to him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
but
what she did was she hold herself out. I'm just gonna be all the way out. She hold herself out, and
I get
she
it. Like
and
she
she
could be
and she reaped the
she could be
benefits
an
of it, and
OnlyFans
she got
model.
victimized from it.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I also think that a person doing something that is not favorable doesn't mean that like they have to be exploited and abused.
You don't got to be exploited,
Right,
but
right. So,
hell,
like
if
the
you
to me
walk
the
out in the middle of the
justification,
street and you know them cars is
but,
racing, you
to me
might
like
goddamn get hit by one of them,
yeah,
but you might also go viral because
but
neither one of them hit you.
but the justification for being a gold digger shouldn't be getting your ass beat and exploited.
Right.
Like I can't agree with that part. Like,
No, but did you just hear what I
wanted,
just said?
he wanted to talk to this famous nigga because he famous. Okay, cool.
Right.
No, she didn't want to talk to him because she was famous. She wanted to talk to him because she wanted to be famous.
Right.
And
It's
goddamn
the
it, she's
benefits
famous
of
now.
what he's
We're
saying.
not saying anything different. My
Right.
thing is that doesn't mean that's not a justification for
Exactly.
being beat and exploited.
No, but what I'm saying to you,
like to me, it's a non sequitur where like two things can exist. Like I think that she could be a gold digger, and I also can think that she doesn't have to get beat and drugged and
yeah, but did you just hear what I just said?
Imagine that woman that was stalking you.
No, but yeah.
No, listen.
Yeah.
Imagine that woman that was stalking you.
You
tried to leave, and then she hit you in the back of the head with an iron and drug you back in the room. She was like the video of her at the hotel. She was trying to leave the freak off.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine trying to leave getting fucked by 10 niggas, and then you get your ass beat. That's crazy.
Then imagine a nigga
that's what I just said to you. What I just said to you was listen to this again. What I'm saying. You can sit and you know these cars racing, right? And everybody video camera, you right there, you can either, and if you run it while they racing and neither one of them hit you and you stand right in between them at the time and nobody hit you and you go viral and you still alive and you get paid. Or you run out there and both of them, you hit one, boom, the other one hit you, boom,
that's
you dead. You're gonna go viral either way.
That's
You're
high
gonna
pay.
go viral. You're gonna
You got
go
the money out
viral
there,
either
bro.
way.
Yeah, but again,
Not
I just think that these were sequiturs. Like,
and that's not good.
I
Either
don't
one of them
think
ain't
that,
good to do.
But no. But again, like you're making a comparison of she did something wrong, so her getting worse done to her is okay.
No, she shouldn't have.
But the degree of difficulty of the two things, or the degree of separation.
But the thing is that you know who was the wrong people? The people that was driving that car and said, "I'm gonna hit your ass." While you they did more wrong than she did. Because why common sense didn't come to them, I'm not gonna hit no goddamn body.
Yeah, I wouldn't even get stuck inside like examples as much as like the actual like.
Yeah.
What about the part?
Like generally speaking,
she was.
He was
wrong as hell.
The idea and the argument is that
she had no. He had no business doing what he did.
If she was a hoe, then she deserve to get beat.
Yeah, you're right.
Like all that. I can't say that part though.
No, I'm saying no. I'm gonna step back. You're right.
I think that
just because you being a hoe don't mean you had to go through all that bullshit.
He wasn't no hoe though.
What was she then?
But even if we like ascribe,
what was she? Hold on. He said she wasn't no hoe. What was she?
He loved that girl. Why would he blow up a nigga car? Because he.
Oh yeah.
He blew up that car. He blew up that car because he was stuck
and knocked his dog in the car.
That's what I was saying earlier when I was like, you can love somebody, but not want to be with them.
Well,
that
no,
don't mean you want to. Yeah,
he loved. Bitch, you all he loved out.
He loved it in his way of loving her, but in the
like sitting and watching niggas have sex with her and then rubbing it.
That's a kink. That's a kink. That's a kink.
Yeah,
he loved her in his own way.
Wow, y'all
That's what you
something else.
saying. He loved her in his own way. He ain't love that woman. Shit.
He love that
I don't
girl,
know a
man.
alive. He goddamn love a woman enough to goddamn.
I don't
I'm
know.
not gonna watch nobody have sex with my woman.
No, but again, you got to get away from like you.
I say,
and what
it's different people out here, bro.
Yeah, like
but that's what I'm
different
saying.
people out here.
If we use our own moral systems, then we have different conversations.
All right. I got what y'all saying now.
Yeah,
people are swingers.
And he just no, bro. Just he put me on point. He said he loved that woman, and when he said that just made me he loved
Well,
that
why
woman.
would you say he loved
And
her?
guess
That's
what?
just not
With
power.
him loving
He's
her,
flexing his power. That don't have nothing. What does that have to do with love?
He felt
love could be delusional in all ways.
You said what happened?
Love
Did
could
he
be
say he
delusional
loved
in all ways.
her? Did he say that he ever loved her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking. No, that was a legitimate question. I'm
He
asking
went
you.
to this man's house
That's what
and
I'm
ripped
saying.
apart his Christmas present and locked the dog in the like. Who does that over just a woman he don't give a fuck about?
Oh yeah,
He
like
loved her.
why would you break
Sadistic
it?
people, they don't have to love somebody like that
No,
just to
but
do
you
stuff
gotta
like that.
understand what love is. Love is
I think love
delusional.
exists.
On top,
That's
love is
subjective.
delusional. Also,
That's another
It's
example.
subjective.
It's magical.
Like he
It's
had
magical,
he
illusional
had his
thing.
henchmen break into her house, open up packages.
Listen, he did it.
And, no, I think that they're saying that like he had
He had people to do. He had most of the stuff.
Man,
He paid people to do this stuff for.
I mean, because I
He
don't
was on the
know. I
phone
don't
with him.
follow
He said,
like
I'm at your
that.
house.
The problem is, no.
I'll
The
be here,
problem
homeboy.
is that he had a mental problem. And that's the whole thing. Because you got to be mentally, something had to be mental with you. The dude had the shit he did. And he did love her in his own way. That was his way of loving her. For him to damn sit and
way.
have to watch her do this stuff, he loved her in his own way.
I think I can't learn Tina? Huh?
Huh?
I think I can love Tina.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen,
Y'all gonna get in a lot of trouble. I'm getting off of here. I'm out.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He loved her in his own way.
But
everybody don't know how to love. The problem is that everybody don't know how to love gently.
Auntie, we appreciate you. I gotta take my ass to sleep. I think that like this conversation ain't ending no time soon. But
yeah, of course not.
Hey, Marlo, make sure you pull up on us on fourth.
Love y'all, everybody. I love y'all.
I'll be next Friday. I'll be here.
All right, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye.
Love y'all, man.